Hey, hey. Happy Friday. Y'all come on in here so I can get in and get out. Get in and get out. We only got an hour and some change. An hour and some 15 minutes for this Friday Night Live. Y'all come on in. Come on in. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Sorry I'm late, y'all. My son, once again, even trying to get him to go to his pappy house. He over here wrecking my nerves. Good evening, Tiger family. Hey, Miss Mary. Hey, Miss Mac. Hey, Shonda. Hey, Mrs. Bonnie. Hey, Lady T. I'm excited. Tonight we're going to talk about the Commissioner's Cup, SWAC track and field. Of course, as you all know, Jackson State clinched the men's clinched, and also some of our ladies had some first and second place finishes. So we'll be talking about that, and then we're going to talk about this Commissioner Cup because baseball is going on right now, and the Cup is so close that it literally is going to come down to where Alabama State finishes. Jackson State pretty much cemented either a 7th or 8th place finish. And then if Bethune-Cookman, FAMU, and Southern have a whoopsie and Alabama State takes 3rd, this is definitely looking different, the outcome. So y'all come on in so we can talk about it. It's so close. The difference between Jackson State and Alabama State is literally 6 points. Like, that's how close it is. It's going to really come down to where Alabama State finishes, and does Jackson State get 4 points or 5 points? That's literally what it comes down to. And also, congratulations. We had some Grambling graduates. We had some Southern graduates today. They had their ceremonies. So congratulations once again to those HBCU grads as they walk across the stage to get their degree. Not everybody that claims to have a degree actually has one. And that's not a small task to get your degree. That is a great achievement. Whether it's your bachelor's, your master's, or your doctorate. Yeah. Let me see if I can get this GoPro to work. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Oh, turned on today. Can you hear me now? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Y'all can hear me? Okay. Hey, Brother Picard. All right, let's go over this because this is what we came to talk about. Happy Friday. Yes, Brother Jerome. Oh, and just to let you guys know, from 10 to 12 tomorrow, the Jackson State National Alumni Association, the Metro Charlotte chapter, will be doing community service 12 p.m. to with the unhoused. See, this is why I can't do too much of nothing. Y'all, I'm trying. I ain't gonna lie, I'm trying, y'all. I am. What in the early life? Miss Whitley. Now y'all know that Ken got his live on Fridays. Ken got a live on Friday. Um, I'm sorry, y'all. Let me pull this stuff up. They don't want me to tell y'all about how close this Commissioner's Cup is. I'm talking about it's gonna come down to the wire. I don't even know how they came up with the numbers. I'm trying to figure it out now. Some say that if it's a one that doesn't have a regular season, that the points are distributed differently than if it has a regular season championship and then a SWAC championship. So, for instance, bowling has a regular season champion, and then it also has like a SWAC championship champion. So, and then which one has another one? Soccer has that as well. But some uh sports such as track and field does not have a regular season. Golf does not have a regular season. So it's really like down to the wire, y'all. It is. It's down to the wire. Right. And it's really confusing because right now, baseball, I don't know if Jamal is in here. I know that's his favorite thing to talk about is baseball. Jackson State ain't been doing, we ain't been doing too well this year. I mean, we did get eighth. We did clinch eighth seed, okay? And we are fighting for our lives to clinch seventh seed. It seems like Bama State got closer and we won men's outdoor track. I'll just wait till it's over. No, Stock Talk, that's not it. We had 117 and we basically got 28.5 points. Me personally, if I break it down, 12 of those points was for tennis, I think. 12 of those points was for SWAC, men's outdoor. So that's 24 points. And then there's 4.5. Those 4.5 points, you could attribute those to a couple of different things. Um, yeah. Their women got points too. Oh yeah. The women did get second place finish in women's track. Miss Mack is right. And sending the condolences, of course, to Vic. And to the Jackson State family. There was a recent passing of um, a Jackson State staff member that happened last week. So prayers as well. And today is the memorial of Gibbs Green. Let me drop this link. There's so much going on. I think some of this stuff we're gonna have to cover tomorrow night as well. I think we're gonna do that. Um, I'm just coming on tonight because I was supposed to be on last night and I didn't come on. I did not come on. I apologize. It's Braxton's Braxton's last week next week, and he just, I guess he's anxious about school being out, so he doesn't go to sleep on time. Just, you know how kids are. They work your nerves. But he's doing amazing in school, so that I am very grateful for. How's everybody doing tonight? All right, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna have to probably turn this GoPro off. It's doing too much. Do with the regular. I want to pull up this AI generated, but it broke it down. Basically, it's an AI generated um, if then breakdown of the Commissioner Cup. You guys, it's been quite some time since we've been able to clinch the Commissioner's Cup. But we have had a very, very strong athletic season. We have a lot of other stuff going on at Jackson State. Great news in terms of the renovations for McAllister Whiteside. It's gonna be fancy over there, McAllister Whiteside, and then they're also doing a new dining hall. So we got some stuff going on. Yes. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna turn that off. Y'all let me know if you can still hear me or if I'm echoing. And it, Vic, if you would like me to share, I can share if you would like. Just let me know. I want to respect everyone. So if you would like me to share, just you can send it to me and I will read it. Lord have mercy. Not to mention this country is in shambles. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep it together emotionally, but baby, the way they are attacking us is on all fronts. Lord have mercy. The Supreme Court rejected the whatever Virginia was doing, where they basically took a vote to redistrict, and I think it was in their constitution that they couldn't do it. But anyway, it just went all the way to the Supreme Court, and they rejected it as well. So we got so much going on. Um, you just got to stay prayed up, you know? Gas is very expensive. I think I just filled up for $50, and I have a very small vehicle. Like, it's supposed to be one of those type of vehicles that you get because you want to save money on gas. So I know y'all folks, I know y'all are spending every bit of $60 to $65. They're also attacking like black people who are trying to get into the medical field, like going to, which is why Howard is so important. Mahari is so important. I think Morgan State's getting some type of medical center as well. These are very important to our survival because they're going to say that we are taking over even that. All right, y'all, I got it. I got it, y'all. I got it. I got it. Oop, that says Thursday night, and it is Friday. I don't even think I have a Friday night. Do 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 do. Mm 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 mm. I do not have a Friday night. All right, y'all. Let's look. Let's look at this breakdown. I don't have a Friday. I'm gonna just okay. So, SWAC Commissioner's Cup is down to the wire. The entire race comes down to the final sport, baseball. Right now, Jackson State has 145.5 points. We are currently in first place. Alabama State has 139 points, and they are in second place. Um, the difference is 6.5 points. Literally the difference. The next up is Southern with 121.5 points. And these are the updated totals. Updated totals, y'all. So these point are based off of last year's system. So basically, I got a hold of the point-based system that they had last year, and I lined it up with like first place, second place, third place, fourth place, so on, right? So the first place gets 14 points. Second place gets 12 points. Third place gets 11 points. Fourth place gets 9 points. And then we went all the way down to the eighth place because that is where Jackson State has a possibility of ending. So we have a possibility to either end on 8th place or seventh place. I think it's a minimum of 5 points if you finish at eighth place. There is some discrepancy over whether or not these points are awarded based on regular season or if it includes the tournament. There's a discrepancy on it. And that's because if you look at a couple of the other sports, such as the women's basketball or Bethune-Cookman in men's basketball, they were awarded the highest set of points because they won the regular season, but they were out. I want to say Bethune-Cookman was a first rounder. I believe they were out in the first round. And I believe Alabama A&M, they might have gotten to the second round. So that's where the discrepancy comes into play, which is, do you get more points for placing in the SWAC tournament, or is it based off of regular season? So the things that I have formulated are based off of if it's only regular season. It does not include the tournament. So Jackson State baseball is projected at eighth place unless we beat UAPB tomorrow. Jackson State did beat UAPB today. It was 6-4. So if Jackson State wins tomorrow, they clinch a 7 seed. If we lose, we clinch 8th seed. If JSU finishes 8th and these points are final, meaning it's only regular season, that means we'll get 5 more points. So our projected total will be 150.5. If Alabama State finishes 4th, they'll earn 9 points and they'll have a projected total of 148. If Alabama State finishes 3rd, which means Southern, FAMU, or Bethune-Cookman, they're currently in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Bethune-Cookman's in 1st. I believe FAMU's in 2nd and Southern's in 3rd. If any of those 3 fall out of 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and Alabama State finishes 3rd, they get 11 points. They currently have 139 points. So their projected total is 150 points. So that means that and this is just hypothetically speaking, Hypothetically speaking, y'all. So what that means is 0.5 points, y'all. Thetis, be quiet. Y'all, it's been a long time since we got a commissioner cup, so that's why I'm breaking it down like this. Hey, nephew. That's why I'm breaking it down because y'all, we need for Jackson State baseball to show up and show out. We would like for them to go deep in the tournament. We would like for them to clinch. So if you are in the Jackson area or you in Mississippi, pull up tomorrow to the UAPB versus Jackson State game. This is like the grand finale of all grand finales. And now you guys know that this game means something. Like it means something more than it means for the tournament itself. Like yes, we would like for them to be seated 7th, but this like literally is do or die for us, okay? We have to win. We have to. We have to win. Winning is like everything right now. You know, we done took a lot of L's this season. Took a lot of L's. We beat Sutton, beat Texas Sutton, but y'all, this is down to the wire. Like, if you ever needed to depend on somebody to win, this is it. This is it. Okay. The SWAC tournament, of course, starts on the 20th, which is next Wednesday. We lost to UAPB last night, 6-8. It was a really hard fought game. I can't deny that. We lost in the ninth inning, I think. We were tied, and then top of the ninth, they scored 2 runs, and we were unable to. Yes, we're dependent on Omar. Omar. Southern is currently number 2. See, that's what I'm talking about. It's literally we. I don't even care. I just don't want Alabama State to be in 3rd place. We don't. We're cheering for at this point with the Commissioner Cup. We're cheering for FAMU, Southern, and Bethune Cookman. We don't. We want all of them to win. We want y'all to win. There we go. 6-8. That game right there was almost, that was a very close one. Um we need you to pull it out tomorrow. So tomorrow at 1 p.m., if you guys can make it to Brady Field, hey, go support the Jackson State Tigers. This is the last game before the tournament. It does mean a lot. Like, look, y'all want to play a little bit of Jeopardy? Y'all want to play Jeopardy today? Y'all miss me. All right. Let me just share this. Congratulations. Of course, Jackson State, the train doesn't stop. It keeps on rolling. We have JUCO offensive lineman Kamori Kendrick. He committed to Jackson State today. Um, as you know, we have the best offensive line coach. He is coming out of Georgia Military College in Midgeville, Georgia. So I will show you his huddle, but y'all know how my stuff been acting. So, let's see. He is 6'4", 275 pounds. I think he might weigh a little bit more than that now. Class of 2025. And so, you know what? I'm gonna drop his highlights, his huddle. I'm gonna drop his huddle in the comments so y'all can take a look at it. All right. Let's talk about Gibbs Green. So today would be the 56th year. Two students were killed when cops shot up the HBCU dorm. Of course, this was 56 years ago. The students protested against racial harassment on John R. Lynch Street, which led to police violence on campus. As you know, the Alexander dorm was shot up. Okay, I thought, and he probably is. He probably is 6'5", 305. Those stats were from his huddle from high school. So he probably is 6'5", 305 or 315 now, which means he's still growing, right? At the time that he did his huddle, it said he was 6'4", 275. So the fact that he's 6'5", 315, that is means that's good for us, right? That means that he's growing still putting some height on his height and weight. Um, Here's his huddle, y'all. Y'all go on his huddle and look at his highlights. Six five 315. Oh no, Messfoot, what do you mean? Gremlin defeats Bethune-Cookman 7-2. Listen, I don't know what Bethune-Cookman was on yesterday, and I don't know where the run rule comes into play. But Bethune-Cookman hit 23, or they didn't hit. They had 23 runs yesterday. The score was 23 to, I believe it ended up being 23-1 yesterday. Like, Bethune-Cookman hit enough runs for the whole series. 23 in one game. Y'all, this stuff is down to the wire. It really is. So, like I said, Jackson State needs to win tomorrow. Alabama State has already clinched their series from Alcorn State. Like, they beat Alcorn last night and they beat Alcorn tonight. So their series is clinched. I believe that we need to clinch 7th seed now, because now first place is riding on Bethune-Cookman winning the series. So basically they have to win tomorrow. Southern has to win tomorrow, and FAMU has to win tomorrow. The only one that clinched as of right now is Alabama State. And yeah. We'll be talking about Charlie O'Neill, I'm sure, once Mr. Ford gets on. And the other that have lost. Gone on to glory. Hey, Mr. Ford.
Hey, listen, I just walked in. My mechanic was been working on my car, and you know, I got a what y'all call a shade tree mechanic, but he's excellent. Prices are great, and I got a lot done for little or nothing. And so, listen, give me about 10 minutes, and I'm gonna come back. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right.
What is a shade tree mechanic, y'all? Brother Jerome, come up here for a minute. Mr. Ford said you're gonna have to wait on him. Jerome, come up here for a minute if you're still on. Wait, what? What you mean? I did some I today I went and I got an alternator, and I also went and got 5W30 oil for my nana. She's getting an alternator changed. So don't act like I'm not into mechanics, but you know. Hey, brother Jerome.
Hey, V, I love. Happy Friday. How y'all doing?
I can't hear you. You gotta turn your mic on.
Can you hear me now? Hold on.
Or maybe I didn't. Did I put you on there? Yeah, you on there. We hear him. Oh, okay. Well, I don't. Oh no, they said they hear you, brother Jerome.
Can you hear me?
Sorry. They said they heard you. Sorry.
Okay. Simona, can you hear me?
They said they hear you loud and clear. All right.
Okay.
So, brother Jerome, can you please talk a little bit about our while I restart the computer, the Block Love Charlotte, and
Sure.
also speak to Gibbs Green.
Oh, yeah. So, real quickly, of course, hey guys, tomorrow, if you're in the Carolinas, our alumni chapter will be hosting, we're taking part in JSU Day of Service around the Carolinas. Tomorrow here in Charlotte from 12 to 2 p.m. We will be partnering with Block Love Charlotte. They are a very well known nonprofit that really helps quite a few different communities, namely the unhoused and in need communities in Charlotte. So we will be catering food as well as serving food to the unhoused community during that time in Columbia, South Carolina, at the South Carolina State Fairgrounds. Our Greater Columbia alumni will be participating and partnering with the Columbia Black Expo and the Columbia National Panhellenic Council with respect to their canned food drive. So if you're in the Greater Columbia area, feel free to drop off your canned goods at the Alpha Kappa Alpha table located near the Greek Village area on the South Carolina Fairgrounds. In Fayetteville, North Carolina, our Fayetteville and Fort Bragg alumni, they will be partnering with the Fayetteville, man, I forgot, Urban Ministry. Uh, I believe from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m. And they will be having a clothing and food, canned food drive as well. And our Raleigh Durham alumni in the Triangle, they will be partnering with Martin Street Baptist Church tomorrow from 8 until 3 p.m., I believe. And they will be serving food for the unhoused and in need communities as well. So we've got the Carolinas mapped out. If you're in the Carolinas, please feel free to show up with your Jackson State Paro and just be ready to serve your local community. But yes, this is the 56th anniversary of the Gibbs Green tragedy at Jackson State University. As our community reflects, just how far we've come since that tragedy, of course. A similar incident happened several days prior at Kent State. But with respect to Jackson State, we always annually pay homage not only to those two students who unfortunately lost their lives and their families, but also, of course, to all the students who were at Jackson State during that time. I have several members of my alumni chapter who were students at the time. And you got to think how traumatic that must have been, for a lot of those students. And, from speaking to some of the, alumni who were there on campus at that time, they were so affected, like especially those graduating seniors and the ones who were graduating the next year, that quite a few of them like moved far, far, far away for grad school or to start their careers because it was just that traumatic to where they just wanted to just really, really get away. And it was years before they actually were able to go back to Mississippi or to Jackson State, to see family or, to visit the campus or go to games. So, but just to see how far our institution has come since that time, and to know that we had such a dynamic leader and president, um, John A. Peoples. And many people don't know this, but IHL, after that incident, they tried to talk President Peoples into moving Jackson State University from its current location out to some suburban area. And President Peoples fought like hell to remain at the current location. So there were a lot of things going on behind scenes during that time, but it was so amazing to see the Jackson State community, West Jackson community rally behind the school after that time, after that incident, and of course attend the funerals and protests and demand for justice. So kudos to all of those, and we salute you, not just the families of the slain victims, but also, of course, all those students who were there and had to experience that 56 years ago. And I see Timona has a graphic on the screen. Oh, he said they wanted to move. Oh, I was told they wanted to move the campus out like in the boonies. Like IHL wanted to move the school like way out. And President Peoples wasn't having it. And he stood up to the IHL, and that's the type of leader that, well, I'll just say salute to him and salute to all those old school soldiers. As a matter of fact, I believe his birthday is coming up. He will be celebrating 100 years. Dr. Peoples, he is still with us. So it'll be really great if we can maybe get a statue of President Peoples erected on campus, maybe in front of the Peoples Science Building. I think that would be awesome. In addition to, as we see a lot of HBCUs, they have a sculpture of their founder on campus. It'll be great if we can get a sculpture also of H.P. Jacobs, maybe right there by the roundabout where the Jackson State brick sign is. I think that'd be great. But as Timona has on the screen, a couple of graphics and information regarding our JSU Day of Service around the Carolinas tomorrow. So, of course, we will be in Raleigh, Durham, as well as Fayetteville, Fort Bragg, metro area, the greater Columbia, South Carolina area, and Charlotte, North Carolina here in the Queen City. Yeah, he definitely deserves a statue. I actually, a couple of years ago, I was able to price a couple of statues. It really just depends on who the architect is as far as the sculptor. To me, it seems like that was where majority of the cost came from, but it was relatively inexpensive. I think it ranged between $3,500 to $6,000 for a 6 foot tall statue. So I think that's something worth looking into from the JSU NAA, as well as any other affinity group. I definitely feel we should all kind of contribute to that as a respectable tribute to such a dynamic leader who's still amongst us. So, yeah. I know also the JSU baseball Tigers. I saw that they actually won today versus UAPB. Shout out to them. I know we got a rubber match game tomorrow. So if you happen to be in Jackson, please feel free to pull up to the Bob and support our Tigers as they kind of wind down heading into uh, the SWAC tournament. And major salute, man, to the iconic legend Charlie Neal, man. We lost a just a giant, not only in the HBCU world but also in broadcasting. And I must say, it was absolutely beautiful to see so many seasoned veteran broadcasters and journalism take to social media over the last couple of days to pay their tributes. You know, a lot of people were saying how Charlie Neal broke a lot of glass ceilings, you know, and he took a lot of lumps because he was the first, you know, brother to be in those spaces on that level. And everyone is echoing the same sentiments that he did it with such class and poise and grace and professionalism. And he also, of course, was a mentor and a friend to many. And when you talk to a lot of, it seems to be like, you know, looking at a lot of minority broadcasters, they all were under his tutelage at some point in their career. But to see the things that him and Lem Barney were able to do was with BET Sports in 1983, it was so revolutionary. And to see what he was able to do to transition over to ESPN later on, as well as HBCU Go, just, you know, over 40 some odd years of Black excellence on display.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
welcome back. And yeah,
Thank
he was
you.
definitely the voice of not only HBCU football but HBCU sports. So much
I
respect
like
to.
that we have
Mhm.
the to pay homage, HBCU Go, SWAC TV. It just shows the evolution of, like you said, black college sports, black commentators. Um, he will definitely be
and,
missed and honored.
and you know, Timona, one thing that everyone also mentioned was his work ethic. They were saying that the things he would do behind the scenes in preparation to prepare for a broadcast, with respect to all the researching players in the hometowns and et cetera, et cetera. Um, Everyone was just saying you don't see that level of dedication anymore on some of those major platforms, and you know I'll say this, you know, the brother was, of course, amazing. And you can tell he loved not only what he did, but he had a genuine love for HBCUs. And this is why I tell people, because he didn't attend the HBCU. So that's why I tell folks, man, you got to be careful when we say those, you know, throwing stuff out there like, oh, you don't have a degree or you don't even have an HBCU degree. There have been some amazing giants in the HBCU community and in our history who did not attend the HBCU, but they fervently love the HBCU culture and they have contributed mightily to that culture more than some of us who have two, three, four HBCU degrees. So I just tip my hat to him. I'll be honest, yo. When I saw the post that he had passed, man, it hurt my heart because we've chatted a couple times via Facebook. Just an awesome brother. The things that he was doing in his community behind the scenes. So I hope that all these podcasters and all these HBCU websites, uh, you know, as well as journalists, they take a look at how he lived his life, the how he approached commentating HBCU sports, and have that same level of reverence and respect moving forward. So,
I
uh,
definitely think we were able to see a lot of that also, him bringing it into like HBCU Go
yeah,
when they do their broadcast, and you could tell that there was some investment to bring those backstories to pass. They do interviews with the student athletes before the actual game. So while you're watching the game, they're also telling a story. That's
yes,
an amazing, amazing, amazing. And so hopefully HBCU Go will continue, like you
yeah.
said, that investment showing that you care. Just finding out little background stories about some of the players on the team and doing those interviews and having those backstories to I think that's one of the great things about HBCU Go and their broadcast when they do those games is you're going to learn about the student athletes. And I am sure that SWAC TV is on the way and moving towards that, of course, but that just gives a little extra complete completeness to those games.
And for those who are not familiar with Charlie Neal, feel free to pull up some of those old uh, games on YouTube from BET. And you can just type in Charlie Neal's name on YouTube, and you'll see maybe some old interviews with him, some recent interviews, but just a consummate, classy professional who definitely left his mark on HBCU as well as all of sports broadcasting. So uh, here's to Charlie Neal.
And let's, I'm going to go ahead and just read a little bit about the legendary voice of Black college sports. Um, it does seem like overall there is a lot of reverence for him, not just in HBCU spaces, but nationally. Charlie Neal, the legendary architect of modern HBCU sports broadcasting and the lead play-by-play voice of HBCU Go, passed away at the age of 80 following an illness that had sidelined him last season. He is survived by his wife and family. He was born on October 28th, 1945, and he died on May 13th. For more than 4 decades, and this is, by the way, this particular article is Kyle Mosley of HBCU Legends on SI. For more than 4 decades, Neal sat at mid court or in the press box and delivered what no one else in American sports media did at the scale he did it. He told the most compelling stories of HBCUs, their coaches, players, administrators, stadiums, arenas, and campuses. He gave them all weight and historical relevance. Um, Charlie was underrated for his impact on sports. I consider him John Madden of Black college sports, who's been involved with Black college football for 50 years, like Charlie. He was a historian, a proven product because he lived it, and he would give you history and give you anything that no one else could give you. No other announcer could give it to you like Charlie O'Neill. Our BET broadcasts were so real, and that's because of the real stories that he told. He wasn't fluffing the story, he told the real story of the game. Neil called games for BET from 1980 to 2004, then for ESPNU, MEAC Digital Network, and finally HBCU Go. He was the voice when Grambling State University's Eddie Robinson broke Bear Bryant's all-time win record in 1985. His body of work included Bayou Classics, Florida Classics, MEAC tournaments, CIAA tournaments. He even hosted the NBA on TNT and covered the Goodwill Games in Moscow. Howard University's longtime sports information director Ed Hill once noted that Neal covered more Black college football and basketball games than anyone in history. He was 80 at the time of his passing.
That's beautiful. Wow.
Um, he was honored in 2000, November of 2023 by the National Football Foundation with Chris Schrenkel Award for his distinguished career in broadcasting college football. So, I'm sure Mr. Ford will add to when he gets on here. Um, but definitely a huge loss. And also it gives credence to how far we've came away from that type of coverage. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
We have uh, uh, ev- evolved, but the stories that are told by him, it's not something that can be replicated.
You can tell he definitely enjoyed and respected those storylines, which is why he so fervently researched them. Um, people say when you actually enjoy what you're doing, it doesn't even feel like work. And every
Right.
time we heard Charlie Neal uh, cover a game, you can tell he was just he was like, I'm just happy to be here. And a lot of people that were giving their tributes, they were all saying, despite his immense background and achievements, he was always super humble. Like never had an ego, always approachable, and you could just kind of tell he was just happy to be there and happy to contribute.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So, oh, Jerome, I wanted to talk a little bit about the renovations that are going on at Jackson State University. It looks like we not only are getting ready to see some renovations at the McAllister Whiteside, but it also looks like we're going to be getting a new dining hall.
absolutely. I saw the renderings. Do you have the renderings for both? Um,
I'm going to pull up the rendering from the from McAllister Whiteside first.
okay.
I
Yeah,
believe
well,
I'll be able to do that one, and then let me see.
so I remember my my junior year at Jackson State, fall, really going into the summer of 2004. They did the same thing to Dixon Hall. Like they totally gutted out Dixon. It was like one big shell, and I think they, reopened it. I want to say in '06, like spring '06. But they had done such a great job totally renovating Dixon Hall. It actually won an award from some national architectural firm. They were saying that just the difference between when it was first gutted to its new kind of grand reopening, it resembled a four-star hotel. So from looking at what they're doing to Whiteside, totally gutting it out, total, remodel on exterior and interior. I'm really glad for these students. I'm pretty sure they'll get the same type of Dixon Hall treatment as well. So kudos to those young ladies that will be, I guess, enjoying that new dormitory.
That was my first dormitory my freshman year at Jackson State. I stayed in
That-
McAllister Whiteside.
so with that being your freshman year dorm, how do you feel to see it totally remodeled?
I am so excited for those young ladies. I had stayed on like that summer prior to my freshman year. I stayed at the dorms on Mizzou campus in Columbia, Missouri. So when I came to McAllister, I didn't think anything of it in terms of thinking that it was under par because the Mizzou dorms I was staying in were not that fancy either. So, a lot of times people compare um like Power 5 dorms to dorms on HBCU campuses, but when I tell you, and I don't know if we were just in the summer dorms where they have those, they were having the DEI programs, if that's just where they placed us, but I didn't have a drop off because the dorms were at the same level as the dorms at Mizzou. And I stayed on the first floor. I didn't have no problems. I had none. And then I moved to Campbell College. I want to say my junior year.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'll say this: looking at the rendering, right? I'm so glad they're kind of keeping the brick theme of what we see with Campbell
Yes.
College, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's the brick is actually copywritten. I think it's called JSU brick or something regarding JSU. It's like a specialized brick. But it definitely resembles the same kind of design as Campbell College. I love the exterior. Uh, it resembles what you see on the side of Dixon Hall with the glass, I guess, in the staircase. Um, but it's a fresh new makeover, and very much so needed for those students. So kudos to
355 beds. So
yeah,
that's and then of course hopefully they get the old Palisades at the at Tiger Village. I think that's what they call it now. Hopefully
okay,
they get that back online as well. And then I still feel like we need a brand new dorm, or
we
if you
do.
guys can't get a brand new dorm, then uh buying, I don't know what the next step is. Like I really think we need a brand new dorm though, another dorm, or some revitalization in terms of I don't know if they need outside people to come in and uh promote, raise money to build, because I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be Jackson State. There's a lot of money to be made in Jackson in terms of housing alone.
Yeah,
Housing and you could even make a killing doing transportation for the kids. Because Jackson State has so much that they have to go through in terms of IHL and stuff like that. There's things that you could literally, which they probably would have to do anyway, which is they have to go out and outsource that type of stuff. So even transportation from like I know they said they're getting rid of those hotels that they were renting out because they were costing too much money. um I think that that's something that an investment in literally student housing, and you would automatically get the contracts because that's how in dire of need of the housing situation is. Giving safe housing, like literally
yes.
that's safe housing is the key word. um I
Now,
don't
where did
know.
you? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I went to when I was in at Jackson State. I went to Atlanta, Georgia, for a Walgreens internship for a business management intern. And at that time, Atlanta had huge investments in student housing. There was a housing place. It was called Metro Point. Huge, and the floors were literally made of concrete. Literally, the floors were made of concrete, and of course they had furnished apartments. But my point is this, like there's so much money in that. And Metro Point had a transportation. They would literally drop students off at the MARTA or drop them off at school. Because I guess what is it, what's down there, is it
I think it's
Georgia State?
yeah, Georgia State, and of course, you know, you got the AU Center in the area. I think Emory, um,
Yeah,
and I feel
so hmm
yeah, I feel like there's one more school in that vicinity, but yeah, you're looking at about 4 or 5 colleges within that area. Oh, Georgia Tech.
Georgia, yeah, Georgia Tech. So
Yeah.
basically, that's like Metro Point had their own transportation. Like they literally transported students to and from. You could get on there, and they would do like 4 or 5 stops, stopping at all those different schools to pick people up. But my point is that they'll take you also on certain days. They would take you to Walmart, which I think that Jackson State has that because I remember doing that in college, going to like Walmart or something. Or but my
Yeah.
point is this, there's so much money to be made because I feel like Jackson State, if we had the infrastructure, there's no there we would be able to grow by leaps and bounds.
I feel that, and I totally agree. I feel that, we are definitely at an advantage at Jackson State because, as you know, we have a PhD program. I think it's like an urban development, and there have been so many professionals to come through uh, that program. So the resources are literally in the house, right? Um, if what it's really going to take is, of course, the university leadership having a really strong relationship and partnership with the city of Jackson, because that's the only way that we'll be able to kind of leverage both sides to really make an effective impact on that greater JSU community. Because here's the thing, I wouldn't want, like, to your point, in Atlanta, some of those students, they could definitely afford to kind of move a little bit further out from their main campus. And to your point, they can have that metroplex, pick students up. They have the same thing here in Charlotte with UNC Charlotte, Johnson C. Smith, et cetera. But I think, it would be really advantageous to really focus on maybe within a 3 mile radius, maybe 3 to 5 mile radius of the JHU campus.
I
When
was
it comes to
thinking
like,
where the Metro Center is. I don't know. It was bought by somebody. I didn't really hear anything about it, but I feel like the Metro Center, that land right there, is the perfect setup for that type of infrastructure, student
yeah.
housing.
Oh yeah. And but no, definitely kudos to whoever designed that this re redone white side. It looks amazing.
Yes.
Um and I don't know if you remember a couple of years ago, I want to say Stewart Hall, they had a massive renovation as well. Um, so I don't know if the number of beds increased, but it looks really, really nice on the outside and inside. And of course, you mentioned the new dining hall. So with that new dining hall, do you think it like where is that exactly positioned? Is it like
Let me
literally
look that up.
because it almost looked like it was right next to
I thought
the
it was next to the student
bookstore?
union. I thought it
Yeah.
was next to the student union, which I don't know. I'm confused because uh
We need somebody in Jackson with boots on the ground to give us a scoop. Like, where is this dining hall? Is it going to be built ground up, or are they just going to gut out the on campus store and the hair salon and the barbershop on the back? Is that where it's going to be? Somebody in the
it says
chat who's in.
dining hall expansion project.
Okay, so they're expanding. Okay,
Um Miss Shanetta said with the invention of DoorDash and Walmart delivery, they're no longer doing the runs anymore. Now I will say this. If you have a student that is or you're getting ready to get a student, Miss Whitley, it is $49 a year because your student gets half off. So let me just read this. I don't have the picture, but let me see if it has the picture. Um dang. This did have something in here. The dining hall expansion project at Jackson State University aims to enhance the dining facilities at the university. The contract involves the expansion of the dining hall. Um, the work will be performed at Jackson State. It does say between 5 million and 15 million. What type of dining hall are they trying to build? You're definitely right, Jerome. We need boots on the ground for this.
yeah, and technically this will be the third dining hall on campus for Jackson State students. So
So can we do a rundown of the dining hall? Okay, so the new one that was new when I was there was the
yeah,
one in the student union.
yes, and they still have the I forgot the name of it. Um, but
The old dining hall.
yeah, the one next to Stewart, the upstairs, downstairs level. If I'm not mistaken, both levels have been revitalized as well, so they don't look like what they did, when we were in school. And of course, with this new expansion of a dining hall, you know, today's students love amenities, they love options. And let's be honest, when these students talk to their friends who maybe attend peer HBCU institutions or maybe some other PWIs that not necessarily Power Five, let's say on the level of Georgia State, UAB, USM, Memphis, UNC Charlotte,
I,
you
I,
know,
I'm not impressed, Jerome. I know you about to say like stuff like Bojangles and
oh no, just
oh
just
Chick
with
Fil
respect.
A. I'm
Yeah,
just
go ahead.
I'm not impressed. I'm not. I've been to both. I
I
went to
have well,
Mizzou where it was a lower tier Golden Corral type of deal.
yeah, you
And
know,
then when I went to Jackson State, baby, oh my God, that food was so good.
it
Espe-
was.
Especially the food in the new student union. They had the loaded potato, mashed potatoes. Oh my God. With the
You know what? And
peppers and
I'll
the
say that.
sausage and
I'll say, for a lot of the PWIs, the food is very mid, but the hours of operation are longer. So I don't know if because when I was in Jackson State, if you didn't get dinner by 6, 7 o'clock, you're gonna be SOL. So if if by the time we got out of band practice, if it was like 12 midnight, 1 o'clock, you want something to eat, you'd have to like go to Taco Bell on Highway 80 or that Wendy's or somewhere else. But hopefully, this new expansion data hall will provide maybe some longer hours. Now, I'm gonna tell you what was dope that they incorporated a couple years ago was the midnight breakfast. I'm so glad they did that, and I want to see Jackson State expand on that and maybe offer that to alumni during homecoming week. Maybe like that Thursday if you're in the
ooh,
you know what I'm saying?
yes.
And we can come up in there. You got an old school DJ, play some like 80s,
Yes.
90s, 2000. Yo, that'll be really lit.
Yes. I agree. For me, I loved the old dining. I wasn't too much impressed with the switching up. I didn't like it when they stopped doing that and they started like, which like you said, students they want, but students are finicky. Like if there's food there, you're gonna eat it. Like
Right,
nothing takes the place of hot catfish that just came out that grease. Like I'm sorry,
right.
nothing compares to that. I don't want kava. I don't want chipotle. Like I don't want that.
Wait, Whitley said Waffle House vibe. So, are you saying that we should put a Waffle House in this new expanded calf?
No,
No. Look, I like
no.
Waffle House.
You like Waffle House?
I do. Yo, get you that All Star breakfast, smothered and covered. Look, get you a blueberry. Look, I'm gonna take you to Waffle House next time you in Charlotte. I'm taking you to Waffle House.
Yes, I love. See, that's me. Like, I would like for Jackson State to preserve. I think a part of HBCU legacy is also the cultural food that we used to eat, like Valley Street Fish House, Ellis Seafood.
Oh yeah.
Um, what else was it? Glorious. I done forgot
Think of one
the
for it.
rest
And
of
then,
them.
of course, around the corner, you got stamps.
Now, if you want to get a Piccadilly's in there,
I never
we
liked
talking
Piccadilly.
some.
You like
Go
Piccadilly?
get a Piccadilly's at Jackson State.
Now,
Oh,
look,
she said she want the midnight breakfast to be Waffle House.
oh, that'll be dope. Now, let me ask you, because you just named out some bangers, right? You said E&L, you mentioned a couple of others. What do you
Valley
think about
Street Fish House, Ellis.
absolutely. Now, what do you think about having those people maybe cater? You know what I'm saying? Because like a lot of the students, they don't necessarily they're able to, I guess, like walk down the street over to that establishment or go all the way down to Stamburger. Do you think they should
I
maybe have
do think that they should have maybe like in Up in here in Greensboro, they have like a restaurant where it's like it's a place where people that have trucks or mobile, like you said, or they're chefs or whatever, they're able to open up and cook for a certain amount of time in that spot. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, instead of
Yeah,
you opening up your business fully, you're able to
you can kind of
be
maybe
there
like
for the
rent out that
month
space
or
or
do
lease
that
it.
for a certain amount of days you're there. I think they could do that.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. So you're saying maybe like lease that space or kind of rent it out for 30 days and allow that business to,
I think they should get the city of Jackson involved to where they're like maybe funding that for them to go in there. Like, can
yeah,
you imagine Stamps Burger at Jackson State for
absolutely.
just
Yeah,
a month? Like, hey, Stamps Burger is gonna be here on Thursdays.
yeah.
And then on Wednesdays, we're gonna have Valley Street Fish House, and on Mondays we're gonna, and they have, you know, that particular business there for so many days.
Now I'm gonna throw a curveball at you. I want you to tell me how you feel, right? So a couple of years ago, actually the last couple of years, Jackson State has done it on a very small scale, where it's like like a little food garden. But what do you feel about having a black farmers market on the entire plaza? And we invite
Oh,
all the
that would
black
be
farmers.
so beautiful, so
You know what I'm
beautiful.
saying? Like, yo, we can invite all the black farmers around the Metro Jackson area and
And see
abroad.
if we can get double up program
Yeah,
where people that come, and if like that will be a great way to bridge the community, the local community, um setting up vendors. I like that idea. There's so many different things that you could incorporate, and also like you said, with the reaching back with the community, I think that's a great way to reach back to the community.
yeah,
And I also think that it's important to involve the city, and see, like, instead of the vendors having to pay $100 or whatever, see if the
yeah,
city can cover some of these costs, because we're in economic recession, but they
absolutely.
get these types of grants. So instead of, maybe, hey, if you want a vendor here for the first month for free, you can come here and vendor. And then you have the double up program for people who have the food and nutrition, where if you utilize your food and nutrition here for $40, we're going to give you $80
Yes.
um to
Hold
double
on,
your
Jamona.
money.
Mr. Ford said, can you drop the link?
Oh, okay. But
But
doing stuff like that, reaching back to the community, it's so important. Even now more than ever, the community as a whole is going to have to get back to those roots of, I
yeah,
scratch your back and you scratch mine.
that's right. And if you think about it, like Jackson State, every year they do that annual crop drop,
I
and a
do
lot of
remember
the
the crop drop. I do.
yeah, and a lot of those sweet potatoes are grown either at Blackburn Middle School or on Jackson State's campus. But I would just absolutely love to see Jackson State really fully embrace a full out black farmers market, and it just expands the entire plaza. And because you think about it, man, so many in some spaces it's like a food desert. You really think about West Jackson, they don't have like a super Walmart or just like a really gigantic grocery store. So to
Mhm.
have fresh vegetables and fresh fruit, and fresh, like honey and nuts and whatever is grown locally, there for folks to come and enjoy and to purchase. I think it'll be a great look, not only for JSU, but just to help out those black farmers. Because as you pointed out several times on some podcasts, these black farmers have sued the federal government, for discrimination, et cetera. So why not that local HBCU show these black farmers some love? Maybe I don't know. I would
No,
just
I
absolutely love
love
to see
it.
that.
I love it. I love it. I love the way you're going with it, because like they said in the chat, the village has to be rebuilt.
Yeah.
The village has to be rebuilt. Hey, Mr. Ford.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Mr.
Fine.
Ford.
Bruh Brooks, let me tell you, what you are espousing about the farmers market was actually done at the beginning of the 20th century. Tuskegee was the best known school for doing it. Tuskegee would bring in black farmers from all over the country, especially in the South. Because what they don't tell you this, is that during the 1920s and 30s, farming was really bad in the South.
Mm,
Tuskegee, under the direction of George Washington Carver, basically saved farming in the South. The biggest problem was the cotton was killing the soil. Number two, the boll weevil was killing the crops. Okay. And George Washington Carver basically told them that number one, you've got to start to rotate the crops. You can't plant the cotton every year because it takes the nutrients out of the soil. And he told them
mm.
what peanuts could do for the soil. Okay. And the other school that was very important in that, I found this out when I went to Grambling, was Southern University. That was a serious hookup between Booker T. Washington and the people at Southern University. He was constantly coming to Baton Rouge. Now, actually, what you were talking about, that's what Alcorn is supposed to be doing. At one time, they were doing it. Now, I know that here in Georgia, Fort Valley State was doing it, and you just brought up a really keen point. One of the things that the white power structure did to us is that they told us they would give us the right to vote in the 60s, but at the same time, they took away from us 19 million acres of farmland. The amount of farmland that we have now, they had 3 times as much farmland in 1910. Go back and look at the farmland that Black people had in 1910 compared to what we got today.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like, it just seems like with every turn, they're trying to get rid of things, limit things. Of course, we would have to name it something else other than Black Farmers Market. We just have to get away from minority and race, and it's just something
We
that
can,
we have to focus on
yeah.
heavily.
I mean, we can always have a play on words. Like we can use something like roots, like return to roots, festival or something like that. But I say all that to say it's so beautiful to go on TikTok and some of these other platforms and see so many Black folk, especially young Black people, who are who have a desire to like transform a portion of their backyard into a garden and to uh, grow some cucumbers and tomatoes, etc. And to have those Black farmers on campus, they can also, they can actually in turn give some nutritional advice and facts. And like Mr. Ford just said, how the cotton takes up all the soil from the nutrients from the soil. These Black farmers could really be giving those folks who want to do the same in their own community some really helpful tips.
Well,
So
now,
I
and let me just say this. See, here's the difference between our ancestors and us. See, they didn't feel or they didn't care about politics. They felt that their war was a spiritual war. And so they were constantly on their knees.
right.
See, you ask Black people today, they think everything is politics. I've talked to Ms. Simona about this. See, what's going on with us right now is not politics. It's spiritual. Okay. And Mr. Simona, I want you to read something for me. Go to the 15th chapter of Genesis, and I want you to read verses 13, 14, and 15. And that's going to tell you what's happening to this nation right now. Because, see, when these people put us in slavery, we are the apple of God's eye. And now and what she's going to read is going to tell you how they're going to be punished for what they did. Okay? And that's why they passing all these draconian laws, but it don't mean nothing because they don't run nothing. And the window is closed. I mean, the window is closing on them. But go to the 15th chapter of Genesis, and I want you to read, because this right here, historically, only fits one nation, and that's this nation. Go to 15th chapter of Genesis, and it's verses 13, 14, and 15. Read that for me,
And he
Mr.
said
Mo.
unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs,
That's us.
and
That's
shall
us. We're
serve
that seed.
them, and they shall afflict them 400 years.
The people we serve was the Caucasians.
And
Okay.
also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterwards shall they come out with great substance.
They're going through their judgment now.
And
Whether we
Mr.
want to
Ford,
accept it or not, the Most High is judging this nation.
that's right.
And
And
that's
you
why I
know,
keep telling y'all this stuff about politics gonna solve our problem. It's not a political problem. It's a spiritual thing.
that's it.
This is spiritual. This is good against evil. Okay? And you think you're seeing some stuff of how these people, because let me tell you, like a lady told me and my wife one day, listen, God gonna punish these Caucasians. He gonna torment them first, and then he gonna destroy them. And ain't nothing we can do about it. Ain't nothing we can do about it.
And
Because
Mr. Ford,
everything they've done has reached the heavens. He knows
Mm.
all of their things, everything they've done to us. They put their hand on us. The Bible teaches you that we are the apple of God's eye.
he said that we are the salt of the earth.
That's right.
And
And
when
we're
you
the only
look
ones
at,
with that salt.
that's right. And even when you look at the book of Obadiah,
Yeah,
it goes even further as far as that judgment that's
yeah.
looming. So I agree when you said it's a spiritual war. And
It's
just
a
to expound
spiritual
upon that,
war.
and just to expound upon that, I want us as a people to get back to our roots of, like you said, when we were praying,
Yeah,
fasting, but also even within
yeah.
that that old school black gospel music and that black gospel sound. I don't know about y'all, but I honestly believe that sound was divinely given to our people. And I feel there's a certain weight, there's a certain level of anointing and power, like yoke destroying power in that old school gospel music. We're being tricked out of leaving that sound and that style behind and embracing this Maverick City, what is it, CCM, whatever. It's very, celestial. Like, ain't no power
Yeah.
in that. Like, look, if I'm having
No.
spiritual warfare, I'm putting on some Mystic Mass Choir. I'm putting on some Georgia Mass, Chicago Mass, because I need something to help me, you know, work that prayer through. So, black folks, please get back to your roots. Start back praying
And
and
you
fasting.
just brought up a key point that one of the things they've hidden from us. See, they want us sickly. They want us taking all this dope that they give us, which is nothing but chemicals. But you just brought up a key point. One of the things that will cure many of the diseases that we're carrying is fasting, especially intermittent fasting. They
That's
don't
right.
want you to know that. I don't know if y'all remember. That was a white lady. She was on this show was called Three's Company. Her name was Suzanne Summer. And she made a statement and she told the world that taking chemotherapy was a waste of time. Do you know they blackballed that lady for that? Do you know the American Medical Association blackballed that woman? Couldn't be on television. They blackballed her for telling the truth because it was the truth. How can something be helping you and it's taking your hair out? How can radiation help you?
Mm.
Okay, and that point about the fasting, that's a great point because we lost that. All you got to remember when you go out on these farms and in these forests, there are plants out there that will cure any disease you got. That's why they killed Dr. Simbi. I don't know if y'all know about him, but that's because he knew all of that.
Oh
That's why they
yeah.
killed him.
And well, I won't go down that route, but I definitely believe. Yeah, I agree. Um, I'm not gonna hold y'all. I got to get ready. I got to get up in the morning for this community service event. But
I
Okay,
hey,
do
bro.
Mr.
too.
Good
Ford,
to
I
hear
gotta
from you.
drive to it.
oh,
I'll see you tomorrow,
okay, thank y'all. And, have a good night, Mr. Ford and Timona.
Okay, good to hear from you, bro.
Yes, sir. You too.
Mr. Ford.
Uh-huh.
Would you like Mr. Ford?
Hmm.
Where you go, Mr. Ford?
All right, can you hear me?
have mercy. Mr. Ford, did you want to speak on Charlie Neal?
Listen, first and foremost, I had two people call me and they said
Wait,
they
hang on.
knew.
Sorry.
Can you hear me?
Oh, that's what that did.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Listen, I had two people when we got the news said, "I know your girl coming on tonight. Charlie Neal has passed." I said, "Yeah, I'm wait. We just knew you were gonna come on. We just knew it. We just thought you were gonna come on when we got the word because we got the word. Was it Wednesday? What was it? Wednesday or Tuesday?
The 13th.
Yeah, and we just knew you were gonna come on. But listen, we were just all talking about how he touched our lives, and I go back with him. Oh, I want to say the early '80s. Is that the first? Now, my sister is better than me. My sister actually met him and his wife while she was at Hampton when she worked at Hampton. She met him and she met it because I think his wife was a Hampton graduate. I need to go back and do the research on that, but I think his wife was a Hampton graduate. But listen, that's a mighty tree has fallen. I've been listening to. Let me see. Like I said, I think I've been listening to Charlie Neal since maybe 80, 81. Now, when was BET founded? When did they start BET? Can you hear me?
1980.
Yeah, I think that's the first time I heard him. Now, he actually lived in Atlanta for a number of years because he worked for TNT. He used to be the pregame person for the NBA and he would do the postgame show. Do you remember that? That was maybe late 80s, maybe early 90s. Are you familiar with that? Can you hear me?
I was only 10 years old.
Yeah, but he at one time he worked for TNT. He worked for TNT, and he would do the pregame, and then he would do the postgame. And like I said, he lived in Atlanta. We had the place that the Hawks played at was called the Omni. It's called I think it's called State Farm Arena or something, but it's been refurbished and redone. But we used to see him at the Omni. We would see him, but he was so classy, and his partner when we originally heard him was Lim Barney. And I don't have to school you, but you know who Lim Barney is. And it was he and Lim Barney did BET football for a number of years. Now, when they originally started, BET would do tape delay. It was not live. Then I think in maybe 84 or maybe 85, that's when they started doing live games. And Lim Barney was with him for a number of years. Lim was replaced by Doug Williams. Doug
Mhm.
stayed a couple of years, and then Doug got a job. I can't remember where did he go. Did he went somewhere on a coaching job, and then they brought Nate Newton. Remember Nate Newton?
Nate Newton, yes, I do. He used to play for the Dallas Cowboys.
And he
The
played for
cocaine
Florida
Cowboys.
A&M. That's right. He played for Florida A&M. Okay,
Mhm.
it was Nate Newton and your best friend. Guess who that was?
My best friend, I know
J-
who.
Jay Walker.
You got jokes. You
It,
got jokes.
was Jay. It was Nate Newton and Jay Walker. That's
Why
how
you got
Jay got his start. He got his start with Charlie Neal.
so basically everybody that's iconic now, they basically got their start some way or another. They're connected to Charlie Neal.
He was a pioneer. He was a pioneer. He was so classy. I mean, listen, I can't explain how good that guy. Yeah, he was. I think Charlie was a Villanova graduate. I'd have to go back and check that. I think he was a Villanova graduate, but he was really good. I mean, he made everybody love HBCU sports because he would do HBCU football. He'd do SWAC, MEAC, CIAA.
CIAA.
Yeah, he would do SIAC. Then he would do. I used to love it when he would do that big tournament out of Norfolk. The CIAA would be at the Scope. This was back in the '80s. Norfolk State against Virginia Union. Norfolk State against Johnson C. Smith, and they would. Oh, that CIAA tournament back in the '80s was it at that time. The CIAA tournament was the third largest tournament in America. The only two tournaments that was larger was the uh, March Madness and the ACC tournament. CIAA was number 3. It was number 3.
Yes, Mr. Ford.
Yeah.
So, we were talking about it while you were off of the live, and we were just talking about how he would be so great at telling a story. Like,
Yes, he could. He was awesome.
Get the behind the scenes and getting to know the student athletes that he was covering.
Yeah.
And hopefully, you could see the storytelling in HBCU Go, and I think that's what makes their coverage of the SWAC football so
Right.
great is the ability to have all those backstories from the student athletes, the interviews, and the work that they put in behind the scenes before the games, and hoping that continues.
Listen, let me speak to everybody. Hey, Miss Whitley, is Brandy on?
Yes.
Hey, Brandy. What about Miss Mary? Is Miss Mary on?
I saw
Hey, Miss Mary.
Mary was on earlier.
What about Dr. Kanisha? Dr. Kanisha's on?
She's here in spirit.
Okay. Hey, Dr. Kanisha. What about Lady T?
Yep, she's here.
Hey, Lady T. Hey, everybody. I'm running late. Guys, I got a really excellent mechanic, but here's the thing.
What's
The reason I called him
tree?
shade tree mean he doesn't have a building. He comes to you, you have to run him down. But the thing is, he's an expert at what he does, and prices are really good. He checks everything in your car. And I was, when I got out of school, I caught up with him, and he did some good things.
I know that's right. We had a shade tree mechanic earlier at my Nana's house. He installed a alternator. Mr. Ford?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. I'm glad that you spoke to everybody. Now, I'm going to get on you, right?
What you got to get on? Tell me, what did I do?
Now, Mr. Ford, fair is fair now. Fair is fair.
Uh-huh.
We keep it up with SWAC baseball, right?
Yeah. And listen, the national media has been following it. Because the tournament starts next week?
Yeah, next Wednesday.
Yeah, I saw an article. Wait a minute. It was they highlighted the Grambling. Was it Bethune-Cookman? Somebody?
Oh, they highlighted. What happened, Mr. Ford? Tell us what.
They were saying it was a big series and it was getting ready to happen. I saw that earlier this week. They were talking about it. So they're getting,
So did you see the score from last night? Did you see the score?
No, what was the score last night?
23-1.
Okay, who won?
Who you think won, Mr. Ford? It's Grambling versus Bethune-Cookman. Who you think scored 23?
Bethune-Cookman. Bethune-Cookman.
What do you have to say about that?
That's rough. So it's a 3-game set? Yeah, that's rough right there. You said 23-1?
They beat the shit out of them, Mr. Ford.
Yeah, they did. So was it a 3-game? What was it?
It's a 3-game series. Grambling did win tonight. Grambling did pull out a win tonight. They won 7-2 tonight.
And listen, you know what? I'm serious. I thought that this would be the last year for the coach at Southern's baseball team, but Southern has turned it on.
Mr. Ford, you need to stop talking about Southern. Enough of
No,
Southern. We need to talk
no.
about Grambling.
Southern aren't they in second place? What place is Southern in?
They in second place, but we need to talk
Listen,
about Grambling. We need to talk
listen.
about Grambling, Mr. Ford.
I told you about Grambling. If we don't improve, then we got to get some new people to run our program. I told you that, and it's gonna happen.
Mr. Ford,
Hmm?
let's look at these Commissioner Cup standings, and you tell
Okay,
me.
and Jackson's in first place, right? Is Jackson in first place? Because didn't
Yeah,
y'all just win the track? Didn't y'all just win the track championship?
the men's, yes, we
Me and
did.
Fam, you won the women, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because that was an article that this week about it. Yeah, and some girl at Southern, was it the 100 meters hurdles or something? She had an outstanding time or one of the best times in the nation. Did you see that about a young lady from Southern?
Yes. Brandy said that program is destroyed.
Which one? Which one?
Not Southern.
No, Southern's coming up.
Who she talk about, Mr. Ford?
She talking about Grambling. Is she talking about Grambling?
We're gonna hold your feet to the fire, Mr. Ford.
Yeah, but yeah, we got to get it together. Okay, now
No,
what place is our baseball team in? Where are we in the baseball race?
um now in the baseball race, I don't think y'all are too bad.
What are we fourth place, fifth place? Where are we?
You ain't that high.
Are we
1, 2,
sixth place?
5. Y'all are fifth place.
And then in the Commissioner's Cup, are we at the bottom? Where are we?
Y'all ain't even on the first page of the Commissioner Cup, Mr. Ford. I put it up there for you.
Oh,
Y'all are
wait
in
a minute.
11th place.
Yeah, that's better. That's you now listen.
You know
Now
how
you
the
know.
men's team has only contributed 21 points.
Uh-huh.
The women's team has contributed 40.5.
Mm.
So, some folks are holding your feet to the fire, Mr. Ford, because you be
Yeah,
getting down on sudden.
no, I just thought the Southern's been a sleeping giant too long.
Isn't it the big three? Who are the big three, Mr. Ford?
It's Southern, Jackson, Prairie View, Florida A&M.
No, didn't just
Yeah,
say Prairie View. We
Prairie
said, who
View.
are the big three, Mr. Ford? Now, you know you a historian. Who are the
Yeah, I know, but listen, we got
It's
okay.
currently just Big V. Brandy said, ain't no big three. It's just currently Big V.
She said Big V.
V as in V I love. There's no
Oh
big
yeah.
V, just Big V.
Oh yeah. Well, listen. Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Ford.
Huh?
We gotta see Dooley at the vet this year, right?
Yeah, that's your first home game, right?
Yeah.
I saw him last year. They beat the you know what out of us. I went to Clark's homecoming and I saw him and I saw Coach Jenkins, Brian Jenkins, and you know who was at the game?
Oh.
The present coach at Clark now. He was at that time, he was on the staff at Alabama State. You know, the guy that was the head
Oh,
coach.
yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, I spoke to him at the homecoming game. And I said, aren't you? He just started laughing.
What you mean he started laughing? What was
Because
funny?
I guess he was kind of like, thought he was incognito because he was at Clark's game. And
Oh.
I was walking with some friends and I said, that's Terry Sims. And they said, who? I said, Terry
But the
Sims. Yeah,
Bethune-Cookman was
and
old
that's right.
too.
And he was with some guys, I guess it was friends. And I said, "Aren't you Terry, Coach Terry Sims?" He just started laughing. Yeah, but he was at Clark's homecoming, and I saw Dooley and I saw Coach Brian Jenkins.
Well, Edward Waters been talking smack, Mr. Ford,
But I heard
talking
their
about what they
program is
gonna do to Jackson's.
didn't they their women's basketball was really good this year, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't
but we
Edward
talking about they football team said that they was gonna whoop up on us.
whoop up on who Jackson?
They are talking.
Oh,
Yes, talking
oh,
big boy noise.
oh, that's what they was doing.
What you guess
And they,
that score is gonna be? Yeah, how it's gonna sound after we upset Jackson State next year. That's what they posted on they TikTok, Mr. Ford.
well, anybody can talk. Ain't nothing wrong, everybody can talk. Anybody can
Just
talk.
talk yourself, right? Well whooped ass.
Yeah,
Well
anybody can
whooped.
talk. So, but I was happy y'all did give him a game. I I was a big fan of Brian Jenkins when he was at Bethune Cookman. I followed his
Mhm.
program. Yeah, I did.
Stop Talk said we need to find out what happened to Keaton. Something ain't right about that.
I was awful how my school did him. And he was a
Well,
good, I was hoping, you know what, when they did that, I was hoping he got that Albany State job. I really was. Because I really enjoyed him.
you know what? I think maybe there's some, hopefully he gets a chance to go, coach somewhere
Yeah,
else.
I hope so. I hope so. Because listen, he won 8 or 9 games at Clark. We hadn't done that in 40 plus years.
Mm.
Yeah. And then the next year they turned around and fired him.
Mm.
So listen.
I know he did have a rough season the next season, but
Yeah,
his
but
quarterback was down.
yeah. And Clark is not going to support him. You know that. I mean, come on now. This is the AU Center. Clark don't give a damn about sports, and neither does Morehouse.
Yeah. I knew they didn't give a damn about sports when I think they had won no games, and they said that Hugh Jackson wasn't even worthy to be their coach. They had won no games, but they said
That's
we don't
Morehouse.
care.
That sounds like some
And
stuff
then
from
so they
Morehouse.
hired somebody else, and they ended up firing that coach.
Yeah, Terrence Mathis, you play for the Atlanta Falcons. What did they give him?
They
2 years?
said
Did they give him 1 year
Hugh
or 2 years?
Jackson ain't even.
Huh?
They said Hugh Jackson cannot come to our school. He's not worthy. And then
Okay.
they ended up hiring Mathis, and then they ended up firing him.
You should invite Harold Ellis to explain that. You should interview him. I think he's the AD over there.
Must be the one that's gonna ask that question. Because
Huh?
I would never ask an AD, why did you guys decide to let go of coach so and so? Especially on live television, that or on live like streaming. That is
Uh,
so messy. You would have to be the one to ask that question.
okay. Well, I would. I'd ask him.
Exactly. And then you're gonna start, nobody will come up on here because they don't know what Mr. Ford gonna ask. You would ask him,
Oh, so I'm the boogeyman now,
this is the nigga that.
huh? Oh, he deserved that with what he said. Listen, and by the way, I know you heard. You know, this week was Stevie Wonder's birthday.
I
Was
did
it?
not know that.
Yeah. Look up what day was it. Was it Wednesday? What day was Stevie Wonder's birthday? Because I grew up on his music. The first time I heard a Stevie Wonder song, I was 3 or 4 years old.
Oh,
It was
May
Fingertip.
13th. It was the same day that Charlie Neal passed.
Was it Wednesday or Thursday?
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the argument can be made, even though Motown had Michael Jackson, Smokey Robinson, The Temptations, Donna Ross, Stevie might have been the greatest of all of them. You know, we had to talk to some of these music folks in here, find out what they think. But Stevie might have been the greatest. Because Motown, you know, in the 60s, Motown controlled America's music. That was America's music, was Motown. That's why a lot of people begged Barry Gordy when he was talking about selling it. They were begging him not to sell that music because it was too valuable. But he sold it anyway. But you know, if you go back and look at the 60s, you have you ever heard of Mary Wells? Do you remember Mary Wells? She was out of Birmingham. She was actually the first star for Motown. And
Mm.
you ever heard of her, Mary Wells?
No, Mr. Ford, I never heard of that.
Yeah, Mary Wells. She was the first star. She was before Donald Ross and them. And they had a ooh, God, I've just almost said that lady's name. She's still living. Oh, I can't.
Well,
Mm,
Mr. Ford, they
mm.
calling you to the carpet again.
What
They
happened?
calling you to the carpet, boy.
What did I do now?
You ready?
What? Yeah.
Um. So Graham State, uh, there was an allegation through an audit that Grambling State had a $5 million deficit. Did you hear that in athletics?
No, I didn't. What that was this week?
Yes.
Well,
Mr. You don't never hear nothing about what's going on with Grambling.
listen, I depend on you to tell me. No, I didn't. Huh?
Okay. I'm gonna tell you because Brandy just reminded me, okay? But
Okay.
they did add context to it, okay? So we're gonna read
Okay.
the original one and then we're gonna read the one where they released a statement, basically explaining. So there's a deficit of more than $5 million discovered in audit of Gremlin Athletics Department. Audit reports notes overstated revenue and underreported expenses. So it said that coaching salaries were overstated by 96,000. Support staff amid personnel salaries overstated by 8,324.
Mhm.
Severance payments understated by 105,022, and ticket sales overstated by 36,555. They also said an understatement of $25,480 in facility rentals fees. And it says that 62 students and $383,493
Mhm.
more for financial aid. It said Gramblin's statement of revenue expenses showed that athletics department total expenses of 14.3 million for the 2025 fiscal year, which
Right.
exceeded its total revenue of 9.2 million.
Whoa. Whoa.
Now, Grambling State did respond to the audit.
Okay.
And we're going to go ahead and read the response to what was basically said.
Right.
So Grambling State issued a statement in response to the Louisiana Legislative Auditor's report. It says, as college athletics continues to evolve nationwide, the university is actively implementing operational and financial sustainability measures focused on long-term success while honoring the proud legacy of Grambling State athletics. According to their statement, Grambling State began addressing the issues prior to the annual review's completion.
Mm.
A $5 million deficit. What do you have
Yeah.
to say about that, Mr. Ford?
That's not good news at all. I think some heads are probably gonna roll. Um. mm, mm. Um. I think you might be looking at a situation where the athletic department gets cleaned out, starting with the top, because they're gonna have to, account for every penny. They're gonna have to tell, where every dollar was spent, and if they can't do it, it's over.
So I think for like this, here's the thing. Athletic departments, especially those at the Power 4 and Power 5, regularly run deficits. That's literally how they operate, with a deficit. HBCUs are not able to run deficits.
Right,
They don't let us run deficits. It's just not
right.
something that is allowed for HBCUs. But $5 million is a lot of money.
Yes, it is. Every day of the year.
Like, I want to say Jackson State came up short 800,000. I think they said that, and they were trying to make a big deal out of it. But
Mhm.
like $5 million is a lot of money for an HBCU. Like, we're not even allowed to carry $1 million deficit. They looking at us sideways.
And this was all athletic department, right?
Yeah, this is athletic departments.
You know what? I told you this before. You and I've talked about this. Don't be surprised if at Grambling we start cutting sports. Certain sports get wiped out. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it does say that on here. It does say that, to put context to it,
Mhm.
says Grambling State University recently completed its 2025 annual NCAA agreed upon procedures review for athletics. According to the NCAA 2024 Division I revenue and expense analysis, only one of 129 FCS athletic programs reported generated revenue greater than expenses, underscoring that athletics financial pressure is a national issue and not unique to Grambling State. No, it is not unique to Grambling State, but $5 million is. The review showed three important things. First, Grambling Athletics reported $9.2 million in operating revenue and $14.3 million in operating expenses. Second, the review identified accounting adjustments related to items such as salaries, severance, payments, ticket sales, student athletic aid, facility rental fees, and other operating expenses. These type of adjustments are common during annual financial reviews. Grambling State made the necessary corrections as part of the process. Third, the review found no exceptions in several tested areas, including selected cash receipt procedures, major athletic disbursements, ticket safeguarding procedures, and procedures related to affiliated and outside organizations. In 2025, the university engaged College Sports Solutions to conduct an external operational review of athletics. The review found that Grambling Athletics was already generating revenue at a strong comparative level, with 42.7% of athletic expenses supported by departmental revenue. Grambling placed at the 75 percentile of the SWAC, above the SWAC median of 30.3%, and 7 percentage points above the 75 percentile of the peer group. So here's my thing. This is why, Mr. Ford,
Mhm.
it does not pay to play certain schools. Get rid of playing Northwestern State. You're not making no money.
Right.
Get rid of playing Tarleton or Austin P or anybody in the Southland Conference. Stop scheduling games with them because you're not making no money.
No, you're not.
Like Grambling is a great example of you have to play where you're gonna make money. Strength
True.
of schedule be damned. F the strength of schedule if it's gonna cause you to run a deficit. Because for a lot of us, or Virginia Lynchburg, that's right. You can't
Well,
play
let me
teams.
ask you something. Do you think Grambling should go back to playing in New York?
No.
You don't.
No.
You remember? You remember the? For
And
years
they
they.
played Ohio State for like $1 million.
No, no, no. I'm talking about. They would play in something called the Whitney Young Classic. They would invite other HBCUs to play them. It started out with Grambling playing Morgan State, I think, in '68. But I'm just saying, do you think it would be because Grambling, they were the ones who really made black college classic football games. Because Grambling would go and play in New York, and they play in Atlanta, they play in Miami, they play in Indianapolis.
I'll be honest with you, Mr. Ford. The classics, if the classic hasn't already been going in this economy, like if it isn't a Thanksgiving tradition or homecoming, like classics are going to be real tight, thin, not just for the schools and the alumni, but if you think about it, when you're asking for people to put money up to sponsor it, the money is getting thin.
Well, that's true. You're right. Yeah.
Canceling classics, or not classics, they're canceling bowl games left and right because there's no attendance.
Right.
So I think that 5 million is a huge gap, right? So you're going to have to look for ways to make that up. And I think you're right. They might cancel either they're going to have to either get rid of some schools or get rid of the expenses. And I would think that maybe expenses is probably one of the largest things.
But they're going to always pick on golf and tennis. Get rid of golf, get rid of tennis. What else? Like I always tell people, I think we're gonna go back to the day. It's gonna be football. It's gonna be men and women's basketball, baseball, track and field, and then everything else is on its own.
That's not going to cut into the budget that much. That's probably maybe 400,000, if that. 400,000 is kind of pushing it, right?
You're talking about getting rid of the springs of what we call the Olympic sports.
Yeah. That can't be no more than 400,000. I was thinking more along the lines of streamlining so you can make more revenue. Like I said, but a lot of this stuff is like for Jackson State, we make our money, the majority of our money we make through ticket sales. Yes, we have the financial aid. Yes, we have the student fees. But the majority of our money comes from ticket sales. That's why when you see ADs scheduling more home games, reducing expenses, that's why you see that type of trajectory in terms of changing the way we go about things. I honestly think if it's not, you see what they did with that Circle City Classic. Is it the Circle City Classic that you were talking about?
Yeah, Circle City, Indianapolis. Yeah.
They're moving away from black schools, but that's because you guys would never schedule the correct matchups.
Well, initially they did. They would usually have a SWAC matchup, or they would have a SWAC versus MEAC matchup. And those went over really well. It was after that minister passed away and they started bringing those Division II schools up there. That was the death nail.
And that was Probably because they were thinking we're gonna make the same amount of money and we don't have to pay them as much.
Yeah, they got cheap.
Wrong,
They got cheap.
wrong type of thinking. The same thing with the Chicago Classic.
Yeah,
Like you guys don't want to put forth the money, but you want to make all the money, and now you're gonna have a situation where you're not making the money because you don't have enough fans to come out and see those games.
yeah,
Graham
yeah.
played Morgan State in Yankee Stadium.
1968, and it went on for a number of years. That was called the Whitney Young Classic. It was called the Whitney. Matter of fact, that's the first black college football game I watched on television, but the game was shown through something called Wide World of Sports. Do you remember that? You ever heard of that?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it used to come on Saturdays. A guy named it was Jim Simpson, I think Jim Simpson and Al McKay or somebody. They would host the show. They would show skiing. They would show boxing. They would just show, ping pong, everything. I remember this was in maybe 1970. They showed Morgan State and Grambling on Wide World of Sports. That's the first time I saw two black schools play on TV. That's the first time I saw that. That was 1970, I think it was.
And I think that is probably also why HBCU4US, which we're going to talk about that more. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Mhm. Oh, and
HBCU,
by the way, I was so happy you came on tonight. I'm just sorry that I was late. Oh, I'm so happy you came. You know I love when you come on Friday nights. You know that.
yeah, you told me.
Yeah,
And
I
then
love
you
it when
expect me to come on again on Saturday.
yeah, I love it. I love it when you come
Oh,
on. Ooh, I love it when you come on Fridays.
Jim McKay. Who's Jim McKay?
Jim McKay, yeah. It was Jim McKay. They used to host. You know what? See if you can pull it up, put it in your computer. It was called Wide World of Sports and see what years it ran from. Because I used to watch it every Saturday. I would see Muhammad Ali and I would see the Chinese playing ping pong. I would see John Claude Keeley skiing. That was on a show called the see what years did that run? It was an ABC show. It was shown on ABC. And it was called The Wide World of Sports.
Wide World of Sports.
Yeah. What years did that run?
Jim McKay.
Jim McKay was on there for years. Howard Cosell would come on and interview Muhammad Ali.
Hey, he died almost 20 years ago.
Who was that?
Jim McKay.
Yeah, Jim McKay. Yeah. He used to always do the Olympic broadcast.
He moved on to ABC in 1961 and was the host of ABC's influential Wide World of Sports for 37 years.
That's him.
That's him?
Yeah, that's him. Listen, we was watching Wild World of Sports and they said, we're gonna go out to Yankee Stadium where Grambling and Morgan State's playing. That's the first time I saw Grambling and Morgan State. It's the first time I saw Grambling, first time I saw Coach Rob.
Was it sold out?
Oh yes. Yeah. It was about 65 to 70,000 people at Yankee Stadium. Yes. Oh yeah, it was sold out. That was an event. It was called the Whitney Young Classic.
Well,
Oh,
I'm gonna share this and then we're gonna get off because of course I have to go to Charlotte tomorrow. But
okay.
there is this is probably one of the reasons that the HBC4US released a statement supporting the SCORE Act.
Okay,
As
tell
you
us
know,
about the score.
this is the closest you're going to get, Mr. Ford, to the MEAC and SWAC, CIAA, and the SIAC. This is the closest you're going to get to everybody merging into one. Okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
HBC4US, that's the closest you're going to get. Yeah. So
Who wrote the letter? The commissioners of the CIAA, NEAC, SIAC, and SWAC, representing HBCUs in Division 1 and 2 in the NCAA. Who do they represent? 48 HBCU institutions, 15,000 students, and millions of alumni, fans, and communities. They believe the SCORE Act is the best solution. Without swift legislative action, our institutions and their sports are at risk. State laws, lawsuits, and confusion threaten fair competition and limit opportunities for HBCU student athletes. So the SCORE Act is the Student Compensation and Opportunity Through Rights and Endorsements Act. It provides a clear federal framework to support college sports. So basically, it ensures student athletes funding and sustainability of athletic programs, limits uniform liability protections. So it provides reasonable legal protections for associations and conferences, promoting consistent rules that benefit student athletes and team. And then it creates a uniform set of rules so schools in every state compete on a level playing field. What do you think about this, Mr. Ford?
I mean, it sounds good. I got to do, I need to do a little bit more research on it, but it sounds good.
So here's my thing, Mr. Ford. First off, the Congressional Black Caucus, they're basically trying to eliminate that.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
I don't know. I don't know how much more in power or how much swift action they're going to be able to have in terms of lobbying for the SCORE Act. And I don't know, federal legislation for uniformity, I do think that is important. It's basically to give some framework for compensation of student athletes for their name, image, and likeness. But Mr. Ford, there's no way you're going to get students who's making $5 million to say, well, they can't make $5 million. Let's make it just 50,000. You're not going to be able to do that. Hey, Brianna, you're not going to be able to do that. Ain't that what Donald Trump is trying to do?
No, what is it?
Trying to make it so that you can limit how much student athletes move around, how much money they make.
Yeah. No, he said one-time transfer or something.
To protect the name, image, and likeness, and to promote fair compensation. I mean, it sounds good on paper. But it just seems like something where you're going to have a whole bunch of lawsuits. I know that they are trying to put some framework for agents, which I think is really good because everybody could be an agent at this point in time, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Have any type of background or anything, you could just say I'm an agent and I can negotiate your NIL.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is true. And by the way, you heard about the this boycott, the SEC. I was listening to this lady. I think it was this morning or yesterday. They were talking about the black athletes boycotting.
Lane Kiffin.
No, they were saying they want to get to the black athletes in the SEC and kids who are coming along to boycott did not play in the SEC. Have you heard about that?
All I could do was laugh. Man, please. These young men are getting all this money. They're not getting ready to stand up for nothing.
Well, that's about you. You know what? You got a great point.
What they getting ready to stand up for, and they getting $250,000.
Because somebody told me that every player, I don't know. Now this is hearsay. Allegedly, every player at Auburn and Alabama gets $35,000. Did you hear that?
35,000 minimum.
Yeah, minimum. If you're on the team, you get $35,000.
It's just football.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is football. Now, like I said, this is allegedly. This might not be true.
A minimum of
A
35,000.
minimum of 35,000.
That's 3.6 million.
Yeah, because it's 105 athletes, right?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
And they not even winning. Auburn is bad. Imagine playing for Auburn. Y'all not winning nothing, and you getting 35,000 on top
Yeah,
of your.
that's what I was told. They're getting 35,000 minimum.
Those
If
kids
you're on
are ready to boycott anything. What needs to happen, Mr. Ford, and this is
the,
real, and that's exactly why Donald Trump is trying to indict her now. Stacey Abrams was able to do something that shocked the world, right? When she got all those people to register to vote, right? In droves,
Mhm.
droves, thousands to register. Not only did she get them to register, but she got them to vote in the state of Georgia. So you know that they're getting ready to start. They launched an investigation into her, right? They're trying to find something criminal on her so that they can arrest her and charge her with something.
Well, that's not just her now. That's anybody that Donald Trump doesn't like. Because remember, it's James Comey. It's what's the sister's name up in New York? He's the attorney general.
She's so it's telling for her because basically anybody that comes after her, it's like you better not try to register a whole bunch of people to vote, right?
Yeah, well, like I said, anybody that he doesn't like, he's weaponized the Department of Justice to go after him. James Comey, that lady's name is Letitia James. She's up in New York. He's come up with frivolous attacks on her, twice or maybe 3 times.
I think they dismissed the charges though. I want to
Yeah,
say they
Letitia James.
mortgage fraud, something like that.
He didn't he get James Comey's daughter fired? She was an attorney for the Southern District of New York.
I didn't know he did that, but baby, Trump ain't playing. Indicting folks left and right.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, he's a cruel lord. He's I don't know if I told you, they are comparing him to Emperor Nero. He was a Roman emperor. His name was Emperor Nero. You should look him up sometimes.
Emperor Nero.
Nero, Nero, Emperor Nero. He was a Roman Caesar, I think. He was out of his mind.
I mean, he is literally like, but the reason why I said that is because what Stacey Abrams did in the South, that's something that can be replicated in places like Mississippi, in places like Louisiana, where they're taking these districts away. But they really don't want to rewrite the district. Like, for instance, they don't want to redo the districts in the state of Mississippi because there is a possibility, if enough people come out to vote, that they could have 2 Black districts instead of just 1. So I'm wondering how that's going to go, Mr. Ford. Not two Black representatives. I think the same thing is in South Carolina too. They don't want to redo is it Clyburn's district? They don't want to redo it because if they do, there's a chance that there could be 2 Democrat districts. So we'll see. But Mr. Ford, I will see you tomorrow.
Okay.
We're going to see tomorrow who wins the Commissioner Cup, Mr. Ford. I think tomorrow.
Oh, we don't have to wait till we don't have to wait till the baseball tournament is over?
I don't think so. I think it's regular season. I could be wrong, but I really think it's regular season.
Oh, okay.
Somebody told me that it included the tournament, but that doesn't make sense because Bethune-Cookman got knocked out right away, and I'm pretty sure they have first place points on the paper. Yeah. So I'm gonna go to sleep. I have to go do some community service tomorrow in Charlotte. So
Okay. Is it downtown Charlotte?
yes, we're going to serve food for the unhoused
Oh, okay. Okay.
for Block Love, and then there's a whole bunch of other different things going on in terms of like community service in the state of North Carolina for our alumni association. So I will see you guys tomorrow, Mr. Ford. Hopefully, Bethune-Cookman, Southern, and FAMU win so that Alabama State can be in fourth place so Jackson State can finally possibly have a chance at winning.
Now, when you get that Commissioner's Cup, is there a check with that?
Yes, you get a check for the women, the men's. You get a check for each one.
So if Jackson wins the Commissioner's Cup, the check is how much?
I thought it was 100,000.
Whoa. Okay.
Don't give me the lion. Please don't give me
Okay.
the lion. But
Sounds good.
do get I do think you get some money for I thought it was 100,000 and then the women's was like 50,000 or something like that. Because they have the James Frank Commissioner Cup
Right.
for the best overall athletic program, and then they
And the
have
C.D. Henry, right?
C.D. Henry. Yep. They have C.D. Henry. And this is the closest we've been for. I mean, we've gotten close, but Mr. Ford, this is literally down to the last sport. That's how close it is.
Yeah, I was thinking they would announce it after the baseball tournament was over.
Yeah, it's James Frank Commissioner Cup Sadie McGee Barber Jacket Award.
Yeah. Sadie McGee was Jackson State, right?
Yeah. I was trying
Yeah.
to see how much you actually win, but Alabama State's been winning it
Every year.
every year.
Every year.
They've been winning.
Guy's name is Richie Bean that wins it every year in the men's and women track and field.
Yeah, but this year, they had Alabama State women's did place second in the outdoor track and field.
And FAM won it, right? The women, right?
Won it.
Jackson won the men. How long is it? When's the last time Jackson won the men?
Since 1990.
Okay, that was Coach Epps, right?
Yeah, that's been a minute, Mr. Ford.
Yeah, that has. That's been a minute.
Yeah.
That's been a minute.
But Jackson State, we won, we clinched the SWAC East Division. We won indoor. Did we win indoor track and field? I think we won indoor. They won indoor. Won soccer. Won bowling. Regular season, that is.
Hey, did you play a Stevie Wonder song before you go?
No, Mr. Ford.
You can't play a Stevie Wonder? Okay.
What do you want to listen to?
This song he wrote, and it was That's What Friends Are For. He wrote that.
I'm gonna play it tomorrow because I'll open it up with That's What Friends Are For, because then you're gonna mess up the whole live.
Okay.
Coach Thorne won Coach of the Year too, Mr. Ford.
And girls basketball?
No, in men's track and field.
Oh, his name is Thorne?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how long has he been at Jackson?
quite some time. I do know this. Somebody made the statement that HBCUs are being limited on government funding.
Oh yeah.
And corporate America has cut back its donations to HBCUs, and alumni giving is the lowest it's ever been.
Well,
They're
there's
talking
a
about building a data center at Fisk University.
yeah. I heard that too. I
And
heard
I
the
was
same.
like, I know y'all need the money, but a data center on campus around all these young black men and women who have to learn, you're gonna bring that type of hazardness around them 24/7?
And listen, I was thinking about you. Steve Ratner was on television this week, and he was saying that he's an economist. He said that if you have anything you want to buy for your car, your house, your children, go ahead on and buy it now, because in a month from now, you won't be able to afford it. So I thought that was a telling statement.
Afford it, like what? Are we talking about food? Are we talking about
Yeah, he was saying that the prices are going to really skyrocket in the next month.
well, Mr. Ford, I was lucky. I got some toilet paper for $20. So
So you good, huh?
no, I do. I got toilet paper. I might need some more paper towels, but you know, uh shoo, I don't know what to say, Mr. Ford. I don't know what to say. I better get started on my garden, huh?
Yeah, that's what he was saying. He was,
Some of these
uh,
potatoes and go plant them.
yeah. And I saw,
Mr. Ford, you have always, since last summer, you have always had us on like what is it called when Jesus comes back? What is that called? The book of Revelation?
yeah, yeah.
What's that called? When he comes back? Somebody in the chat let me know. The Rapture. You've had us on Rapture watch for damn near 2 years, Mr. Ford.
What?
I'm
What?
serious.
How
Like,
did I have y'all on the Raptor watch?
yes, you have us on Rapture watch. There ain't gonna be no food in the stores. Uh you just mess with my anxiety. You said I gotta find me a man and 4, 5 other women. Like,
I told you that was a demography study. I told you that. I said they was talking about this in demography. These people who study demography. They were talking about
you've
it.
had us on Rapture Watch since like for at least 2 years. I've been on Rapture Watch. Seriously, Mr. Ford.
For real?
Like, hey, you need to go find you a man and 4, 5 other women, and you gonna be working and making money, and y'all gonna be happy. What the heck? That does not sound like happiness. And I gotta be around they badass kids too. I got a little boy running all over the damn place. I don't want to be around everybody else's kids too. And I go to
Yeah.
work and then come home and cook for all these badass kids and get them to bed by 8:30. No, it doesn't sound appealing. There's nothing that sounds happy about that. I'm unhappy, very unhappy about it. And then every time something happens in the news, I'll be like, oh, Mr. Ford was right. Oh.
Well, you know what?
Then
Now,
something bad happens, and I'll be like, oh, hell no. I ain't, I'm not, nope.
well, I do, and I do believe that this war is going to continue, y'all.
The gas prices are ridiculous.
And I think it's
Okay.
going to get worse. I think the gas prices are going to get worse.
You think they're going to get worse?
Yeah.
Not to tell everybody what to do.
I told you, one night I thought I told you, the economists are saying America's going to go broke in this war in the Persian Gulf. Because now the report that came out this week, the private economists are saying we spent $50 billion over there already. The Pentagon said this week 28 billion has been spent. Okay, so regardless, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
But it's not even our money. It's like, it's not money. It's not actually paper dollars. So we're adding to the deficit, but nobody's paying the money back. I guess
Well,
that's why he keeps cutting stuff but he's talking about building $1 billion. I don't know. He's just all over the place because he said he's going to build $1 billion ballroom, but you want to cut domestic spending for folks.
Yeah,
Y'all
well, the latest, okay, they're asking for, I think, 1.4 or $1.5 trillion for the military. Okay, which means there will be no domestic spending. There will be no domestic spending. And if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna give 1.4 or $5 trillion, 1.5 trillion for this military, man, listen, it's gonna be a lot of suffering in this country.
I mean, I just could not fathom that gas prices would steadily be at $4. Like, oh, he's serious. It's the beginning of summer. I know we talk a lot about like, oh, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that, and my grandma, she turns 100, and I'm just like, and then you got SWAC Media Day, and I'm just looking like, where is all this money gonna come from? Because flights are like $400 more than what they were.
Yeah.
Like, these prices are ridiculous. Driving, the gas prices are ridiculous too.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So now whenever I see
isn't
something
diesel
like
higher than gas? Is diesel higher than gas?
Like that, diesel is like $5 in North Carolina.
Yeah.
And so, the pricing is so high. And I think like how you're saying it is that a lot of folks aren't dialing back because we think that it's going to end or that there's going to be some type of reprieve. Gas is at $5.60 in Ohio.
So, Ms. Whitley, that's regular, $5.60 regular?
Is that premium, Miss Whitley, or is that regular?
That sounds like regular.
Crazy.
Probably regular.
That is crazy. What? All right, y'all. I'm gonna share this again because I don't know why I wasn't. I'm gonna share it again, y'all, so y'all can lock in on how to save with gas, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because at this point, the rate that we're going, like, whoa. So I got $1.56 per gallon off, Mr. Ford.
Okay. So you're paying $3. What are you paying? $3?
Well, it was only for one fill up, but I ended up paying, I think, $2.62 the other day. It was only for one fill up, but hey, that'll get you 1 week worth of decent gas. So I'm getting ready to pull it up for you guys so everybody can take advantage of the discounted gas if you have a 7-Eleven. This does work. I have tried it. It's not a scam. So if you have a 7-Eleven, now if you already have an account, you're going to need a new account. Like, you can't, it has to be for a new account. Okay. So basically, I'm going to walk y'all through the steps and make sure you do it. Okay. Especially if you have the ability to fill up all the way. Premium, regular, premium. Oh, Whitley said premium. She said regular is $4.99, Mr. Ford.
Whoa.
All right. So at 7-Eleven. It works on the 7th and 11th of every month through July. So basically what you're going to do is text 711-711. You're going to text all in with no spaces. Huh?
Did y'all go up on tickets at Jackson State this year? Season tickets? Or
No.
they remain the same?
No, season tickets, I think it's $170, but that's because we have more games. It turns out to be like $35 a game.
Oh, that's excellent. That's still good. Okay.
I always thought like the best thing to do is, yeah, it's 5 games including homecoming, Mr. Ford.
Right.
And including Southern game. That's 2 games right there. You know, the Boombox Classic and homecoming are included in those prices.
Well, let me ask you this: How about the hotels? Have they in Jackson? Have they really gone up?
Oh, they jack them up as soon as they get the schedule. They jack them up. You gotta really like reserve then.
So the average, say at a Hilton right now, what's the cost of a room?
I don't know
What's the going rate?
because when I go to Jackson, which one did I stay at? I stayed at a really nice one, but I was able to get it for the low because it was Jackson State versus FAMU. But since Jackson State versus FAMU is on homecoming, they probably don't even have any hotels. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Everything is sold out.
Oh.
Okay.
Last time when I went to my round trip was only $400. But anyway, I stay at like Homewood Suites because usually they have like a really nice breakfast or whatever.
Right.
And it was only like $100 and something a night.
Do you think that Jackson will be charging like $500 a night or $1,000 a night?
No, not if they want to make money. They're not.
Okay.
How are they going to make money? All right. So did you guys text all in to 7-Eleven? 711-711. You text all in, no space. Then it's going to ask you for your zip code. Then you're going to text Fuel 30. Fuel. Stars win. I don't believe that one works still. Save still works. And deal. And you're going to get $1.50 off per gallon. Okay? So y'all make sure y'all do that, okay? Ain't nobody paying no $500 per night in Jackson, Mr. Ford.
I was just wondering. How could they go?
So the John Merritt Classic tickets will be going on sale officially on June 1st, Mr. Ford.
Okay, so that's what, 2 weeks away?
Yes, and you can only buy them on the Tennessee State website. You cannot buy them for any resale tickets or third party. Like they don't allow those type of tickets. Everything going through. I know that's right, Tennessee State. Make it all go through you.
Hey, Miss Whitley, so how far is Nashville from Columbus, Ohio? How far is that?
They could go up to $100 per night. No third party or resale allowed. Ooh, no resale allowed. I know that's right. I need to get my game day schedule together. For which game, Miss Whitley? Which game? So yes. some of these codes stack. So make sure you do this. You will get $1.56 off per gallon. Okay, Mr. Ford, for real, I'm gonna get off because I gotta go to bed because I gotta drive to Jackson.
You got to drive to Jackson?
I mean, sorry, Charlotte. See, I'm tired. I'm already sleepy.
I know. How many miles is that?
Like 80, 90.
So you close to Greensboro?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, Mr. Ford, plane or driving? Did you
I was
just say
thinking,
Columbus, Ohio?
Miss Whitley, you gonna come down to Nashville?
Not driving. That's too far.
That's too far. Okay. Because remember when I used to go visit Tennessee State, they had a large contingency of Ohio students at Tennessee State. That's why I was wondering. They always had a lot of kids from Ohio at Tennessee State.
What?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, and there were a number of football players on the team that were from Ohio.
I have to choose between Homecoming and Southern. I would say, which one would you pick, Mr. Ford? FAMU versus Jackson State or Jackson State versus Southern? I would choose Southern.
Southern. Southern, baby. Mm,
uh,
Southern.
DMSR said it's about a 676. Said it's about a 6-hour drive. 6
From
hours.
Columbus to Nashville.
Miss Wheatley has a daughter to fly to college this fall, Mr. Ford.
Oh, okay. So, Miss Whitley, you're not coming down to Nashville?
No, she's gonna be getting her daughter ready for school, getting her in the dorm
Okay.
and stuff, decorating the dorm, making sure she got all her snacks and her food and some gift cards. Make some room for Atlanta. Now, Mr. Ford, I will say Atlanta is in terms of like hotels, you could always find a decent hotel for a nice price in Atlanta.
Especially in the perimeter. Yeah.
Number one, they charge like everywhere they charge for parking. That's number one. Number two, you don't want to be too far away from the stadium because traffic and being around a whole bunch of people trying to get there.
Yeah.
Okay, to bed I go. Y'all, look, y'all have a good night.
Okay. Well, so tomorrow night, right?
Yeah,
I hope
tomorrow.
everything goes well. So this is Jackson State's alums that's doing this stuff in Charlotte tomorrow, right?
We're doing it in Charlotte, in Fayetteville, in Columbus, South Carolina, and
Oh
I
yeah.
believe in Raleigh. So basically, it's our day of service.
Listen, why don't y'all do y'all don't why y'all won't do a golf tournament or something? Y'all don't want to do that?
You sound like Ayana.
Yeah, is that too expensive or something?
No.
Okay.
Mr. Ford, I'm gonna be real honest with you. I don't know about you, but the tides are changing. Like folks are showing their true colors. Corporations, businesses, people. We are in trying times in this country.
Without a doubt. And the thing with our community is every man for himself.
Yeah. Like you said, we're in the last days.
Hey, yeah.
What's this for? Oh, they have Hilton Garden Inn Jackson downtown for $184 per night. This must be on the weekend. Oh no, this is during homecoming. Is this during homecoming? No, this can't be homecoming. Hampton Inn and Suites Jackson downtown Coliseum, 144 per night. We must not got a game on that date.
That's not
That's
bad.
not too bad. That's not too
144.
bad.
That's not bad at all.
That's not bad at all.
No, that's not.
That's pretty good. That's pretty decent.
Yeah, it is. For like you said, for these days and times.
Let me go see. Well, first of all, they charge an arm and a leg to get into the Jackson airport. Good Lord, it is so expensive. Like, very expensive.
Oh, by the way, I saw the governor of Mississippi on TV this week.
Tate Reeves.
Yeah, he was talking about redistricting and something.
No, because Trump is making them redistrict, but South Carolina, Louisiana, and Mississippi do not want to redistrict because if Black people come out in droves and
Right.
vote, they could actually take over 2 spots instead of just 1.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they do have some decent ones, actually. It's not that bad.
Your home games are Tuskegee, Southern, Florida A&M, Edward Waters. Who am I missing? You got Alcorn this year in Jackson, right?
No, Alcorn's on the reservation. Southern
Okay.
and Alcorn are never, they never fall on the same. They're always alternate.
So who did I leave out of your home your home
Valley,
Valley?
Mississippi
That's right.
Valley.
That's right. You're right.
And that same weekend, Shador Sanders plays in New Orleans versus the Saints.
Oh, okay. That's the weekend of the Valley game?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They don't want to mess around and end up creating multiple Black Democrat districts, so they're not budging. That's what they're trying to tell. They're trying to tell Trump that, but he's not listening.
Well, let me go back to this again. How many games does Deion Sanders win at Colorado this year?
Who are you talking about? The habitual liar?
The habitual liar. Because I don't, I don't see 4 games. What did he win last year?
What?
Huh?
You don't see 4 games?
No.
There's no way that they listen. There's no way that they keep Dion and he only wins 4 games. I'm sorry.
I think it's going to be a swan song. You don't think so?
If he only wins 4, I don't even think they let him finish the season.
Yeah, that could happen.
Luckily, they play Weber State. They could win that for sure.
Yeah, that Weber State's on that schedule.
They play Weber State, Georgia Tech, Northwestern, Baylor, Texas Tech, Utah, Oklahoma State, Kansas State, Arizona State, Houston, and Cincinnati. I think they can win 2 and a possible.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah, I agree with you.
I don't think they let him finish the season, and they'll upgrade Marion to the guy that was at Sacramento State. I think they upgraded him the head coach, and they relieved Dion of his duties. And he don't really care because if they fire him, don't they have to pay a severance?
Yeah, severance. Yeah.
And then he's just gonna go run up behind Shador.
Or what's that girl named Tran? What's the actress name he's running behind?
Carucci.
Yeah, Carucci. They can ride off into the Bahamas or something. Somebody said they was down there looking for a house, right?
Lord have mercy.
And by the way, you think we could get that Marion guy down in the SWAC?
No, he's trying to be the head coach of Colorado.
That's not gonna happen.
Yes, it is. They always hire black coaches as the head coach because nobody wants to no anybody that has aspirations to actually coach like in the SEC or something like that, they would never take a job at Colorado. That's literally a throwaway job.
Yeah.
They're going to be elated to get the job, but it's a recruiting nightmare. It's like a desert. A desert.
I called it Siberia.
They said she's spending all his money. As she should. She should spend all his money.
And how do you say her name again? How do you say it?
Carucci. She should
Kabuki
spend it
Twin.
because she should be spending it because with Tracy, she tried to be like, "Oh, I love you. Oh, I love you. I'm not there for the money." Should how'd that work out for you?
I think she lives here in Atlanta.
I think she lives in South Carolina at the off of the beach or something.
Oh, because I thought she had a some type of production company here.
Mm. Mm. Had Tracy engaged for 10 years, Mr. Ford.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. So he
Yeah, he
can ride off into the sunset down in that's the
um
Caribbean, right?
Shiloh, no, Dion said that he was thinking about having another baby. You know, he's trying to appease Carucci.
Oh,
And
cool.
Shiloh said, now you know, he's like, hey dog, you know that stuff don't work no more. That stuff is out of commission.
Well, let's see. He's 50. What? He's what is he? 50. He's about 58, 59.
I
Is that
don't
right?
I
What's
don't
his
know
age?
what he is. I thought he was older than that.
He was born around what, 67, 66, right?
Yeah.
So that's about what,
Ain't
50.
no blue chew. Y'all know that he had a surgery and everything. Like his stuff don't work no more like that. He was over there talking about being in Depends. Like, what are we saying here?
um,
Man's out of commission.
You think another black school would hire him?
In a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. They be hyped when he even touched down on their campus. They be groveling. Oh my God, Deion Sanders was here.
No.
It's like
Man,
they
called it
love
prime
Deion
time.
Sanders. They love him.
Yeah, I told you my aunts loved him. Man,
I loved him too till he
yeah,
played
they
in
was
a
all into him, man. I remember I called my aunt one time on the Sunday. She said,
they're like, please come back.
they was
Please.
talking about they was
Pay
waiting
you
on him.
whatever you want.
You remember when Jackson? Remember when the SWAC
Please.
played that spring? You remember that?
Yeah.
My aunts was following every game y'all played. And I called them one time. They said, "Yeah, we waiting on Dion them to play."
Quite that's how a lot of people were. They
Yeah,
were
man, folks were.
tuned into what Jackson State is doing.
Listen, they about 2 years ago they played. We were all at my aunt's house, and they played BYU. Colorado played, and BYU beat the dog shit out of them. And I had that shit eating grin on my face because I was so happy, and they was hurt because they love some Dion.
Oh,
And I
oh
had that shit eating grin on my face. Yes, I did. Them
I
Mormons beat their ass.
they beat them black and blue,
They
beat them like
showed
they
me that
know something.
the place was called the Alamo Bowl.
The ship has sailed. Nobody cares about Rick Ross anymore.
He's here. He has the
Listen,
house.
he just like he has this mesmerizing aura about him when he gets around folks from HBCU, and they be like, "We would have never have treated you like that, Dion. We would have never have done you like that, Dion. Why you didn't come to FAMU?" I had somebody talk about he should have came to FAMU. Why he didn't come over here and coach us? And here come Prairie View. He was supposed to go to Prairie View at first.
Oh, real?
Mr. Ford, he is not picking a school that whose average attendance is probably 6,000. No.
Yeah.
Miss Whitley
What,
said
what,
she
what
did
do you
the same
think?
thing, Mr. Ford. She said
What,
her uncle was salty when they got whooped up by BYU.
oh, my aunt and them they was like, they was just hurt because them white boys got on their ass so quick and beat that ass the whole game. And they was just, man. And I was sitting there so happy. Like I said, I had that shit eating grin on my face. You trying to pretend like, you're not enjoying it because they beat their ass. I watched it.
Oh my
Mm.
gosh. Well, listen, all that talent is gone.
Well, let me ask you, what do you think the future holds for Shallow?
He's a streamer now. I don't think he gets an opportunity. I don't think he wants an opportunity. Well, I'm not gonna say he wants, but at the NFL level, I think he's given up on that. Unless his brother has a superstar year and then can put his brother on, like, hey, sign my brother. Maybe do that. But other than
Yeah.
that,
I was saying, you think he'd be interested in coaching?
coaching, absolutely
Yeah,
not. No.
absolutely not.
What he gonna coach?
Football.
What position? I'm not trying to be funny, but because Lord knows, Shiloh's a Jackson State alum,
Yeah.
but
He
his
got a degree at Jackson State, right?
yes, his
Yeah.
mechanics were not like he
So
would
was
never
Caddy
run
Ball.
above
I
tackling.
told you he shouldn't have never played in front of that kid. You remember that kid, John Huggins?
John Huggins plays for the Jacksonville Sharks right now.
Yeah, he shouldn't have never played in front of that kid.
And
That
you
kid.
know who else plays on that team? Devontae Davis.
Oh, for real?
Yep, they both play on the Jacksonville Sharks.
I love
Matter of
that kid.
fact,
That kid.
John
That
Huggins just had
John Huggins should have been an NFL player to me.
he just had a interception in the last, I'll say, like, not this game that happened, but like in the last 2 games he had an interception.
Mm.
Yeah, so they've been doing pretty good. The
Yeah,
Jackson
I was a big fan of that. And by the way, whatever happened to the kid Malachi? What was it? Malachi Whiteman? What was his name?
Malachi Wideman?
Okay, what happened with him?
I do not know.
Was he? He that year he came on with Gangbusters, and then next year you didn't hear nothing about him. It was like he was like marshmallows. Now you see him, now you don't, because he had was that his freshman year, the first year at Jackson?
So it looks like he did sign with the Calgary Stampeders of
Mhm.
the CFL in 2024. I don't really see anything.
Yeah, he played football, and then you remember he was on the basketball. I didn't understand that. I didn't think that was the right thing to do, that basketball thing.
You said you didn't think it was the right thing to do?
No, I didn't. No. Mm-mm.
Well, I don't know, because our quarterback,
Yeah, no, I saw that was on
he
the track team.
yeah, he won a SWAC championship his first year. He didn't get it in football, but he got it in track.
Yes, he did. Lockhart, right?
Yep. With javelin throw, he placed fourth in all of the SWAC, and he's just a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
Shiloh would be a great music teacher. Yeah, I don't see Shiloh as a coach or a teacher. He's streaming right now, Mr. Ford. I think he's
Oh yeah.
content with doing that for right now.
You think he comes back to homecoming when y'all play FAMU?
I don't know. They cut up the last time Shiloh came here. They cut up so bad. I don't know what their problem was.
What happened?
They were just making a big deal out of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He probably come to homecoming.
I mean, I think he would because it's great content. For
And then
what?
you get a chance to march with the J5,
The J5.
the drum majors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, he loves that. He loves imitating the drum majors.
I don't see nothing. Who ain't streaming? Right. Streaming is it's the new wave now, Mr. Ford.
Yeah, it is.
Everybody
You're
streams.
right. Everybody's streaming. That's
That's the
true.
only way that the folks are paying for advertising.
Let me
I
ask you this.
don't see
You
nothing.
know, in your opinion, who's one and who's two? Chris Brown and Usher. Who's one?
Usher.
Usher's one.
Yeah.
Chris Brown is two.
Chris Brown.
Now, I don't know too much, but I had Chris Brown one and Usher two.
Where are you listening to? What Chris Brown songs you know about, Mr. Ford?
I just think he can dance. You know, I've heard him sing, but I've seen him dance. I think his dancing is just awesome.
Shiloh needs to just focus on what to do with that trust money. We all say Usher, Mr. Ford.
Oh, y'all got Usher one?
Here, let's do
Usher
it.
Raymond?
Let's do it. Usher or Chris Brown? Me personally, both of them have their vices. I say Usher. So if you think that it's Usher, hit 1. If you think it's Chris Brown, hit 2. And if you think that it is somebody else, hit 3 in the chat. Type in the chat. If you think it's Usher, hit 1. Ooh, everybody's saying Usher, Mr. Ford.
Usher Raymond. Isn't he originally from Chattanooga, Tennessee?
So funny. Yeah, I'm gonna put 1. Somebody, they said somebody else, not Usher or Chris Brown.
For real?
Yeah, they said somebody else. Mr. Ford, have you seen that Michael Jackson movie?
No, all my kids have gone to see it. All my students have seen it. I haven't seen it.
Braxton was begging me to go see it today. I said, no, I gotta go live today because you didn't go to sleep on time last night. And that's a 2 hours and 7-minute movie, Mr. Ford. So you know it's 2 hours and 30 minutes. Good. 2 hours and 40 minutes. Good Lord.
Yeah. I haven't seen it yet.
Usher walked so that Coke Brown could run.
Are they going to do 3 shows in Atlanta or 4?
Why would they need to do 4 shows in Atlanta?
I think it's 3 or 4.
I think they're only going to do 2.
They're going to do 2?
Why do they need to do that many?
I think they're going to
2.
do 3. I mean, allegedly. I think it's 3 or 4.
I know that's right. Whitley said, I might sit this movie out. I might just go watch the old school one. No one can touch Michael Jackson, Mr. Ford.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I grew up on James Brown now. I saw him 2 times in concert.
You think that James Brown is a better performer than Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson learned from James Brown. He learned from James Brown.
I agree with Brandy. Can't nobody touch MJ. Like his impact, he had white people falling out. Oh, they fell out. Oh my God. Do you know how much influence you have to make somebody fall out? Like you look at them and they're dancing and you just falling all over the ground and stuff.
Prince had people falling out, didn't he?
Prince was nasty. He was peeing on folks at his concerts, Mr. Ford.
Prince was doing that?
Yes. I had a friend who told me that he went to a Prince concert and Prince peed on the whole audience. Just nasty.
Did he come to Jackson while you were in school?
Ooh.
Prince.
What the heck? How old do you think I am, Mr. Ford?
Wait a minute. I'm saying he didn't come. Who came to Jackson? Who did Prince didn't come to Jackson?
No, Lil Wayne came to Jackson. Robin Thicke came to Jackson. I don't know about who. I don't know nobody else that came. Gucci Man. Mr. Ford, do you know who Gucci Man is?
He's from Atlanta, right? Is Gucci Man from Atlanta?
I'm still trying to see what the badass kids done taught you.
Yeah, I think he's from Atlanta.
Are you talking about Drake, Mr. Ford?
Oh, Drake's the guy from Canada, right?
Yes. Stop talk over there talking about some Ricky Smiley came to Jackson. Stop it. Prince last came to Jackson in 1998. I don't even know how old I was, like 8, 9 years old.
Okay. I think his last concert was here in Atlanta. Prince's last concert was here.
Right. Michael Jackson had folks convulsing just standing still.
Yeah, he was something else.
Stop talk over there talking about some you being extra. Get up.
Huh? Oh, I used to like them. Lady T, I used to like them. Mint Condition. Yeah, I used to like them.
Came in the early 19. Okay.
Yeah, they were good. That guy Stokely and that was Tony Braxton's husband was in that group.
Lord, don't go too far. Don't go too far. Y'all getting too far. You're gonna have Mr. Ford call me a YN. You start talking about all these different groups now.
Yeah, I liked it. Mint Condition.
The 90s.
Yeah, Mint Condition. They were good. That's was it Brown Eyes? What was that song he had? Remember Mint Condition had a song called Brown Eyes or something?
I saw them my sophomore year at JSU. Prince came to Jackson multiple times.
Oh, I used to like that. Yeah. Now this is the guy that when I was in high school and college was real popular was Rick James. Rick James was real popular.
Purple rain, purple rain.
Pretty Brown Eyes. Yeah, that was Mint Condition. Them guys could play and could perform. They were pretty good. Stokely, the lead singer, I think his name was Stokely or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, we're going on 3 hours. This is ridiculous. We gotta get off because I have to come on tomorrow.
Okay, listen. I look forward to hearing from you tomorrow.
Yes, I look forward to us clinching that Commissioner's Cup. We're gonna have a SWAC Commissioner Cup celebration. So bring your
who's number 2? Who's number 2 to y'all?
What you mean?
Who's the number 2 school?
Alabama State. That's why we're fighting to win.
Oh yeah, Alabama State. Okay.
That's why we're fighting so hard.
Alabama State wins that during Commissioner's Cup.
They are so close. Like if they place higher than fourth, it's a wrap. They're gonna win. If they place higher than fourth, they're gonna win.
Hey, what do you think about you getting a request to interview with your new president?
That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, yeah.
What questions you want to ask her?
Of course, her long range and short range goals for the athletic department. You know that.
The
And
athletic department? She's not the AD.
well, listen, she's the president, and she's supposed to know everything about the school. Of course, you know
The
I want to know that.
president fully trusts
And by the
his.
way, I would like for her to hear my. You know, you always cut down my idea. I'd like for her to hear my idea about combining the MEAC and the SWAC. I'd like to hear what she has to say about that.
Mr. Ford, you can't
You
go
always cut me
asking
down with
folks.
that. You always try to cut down my idea.
I'm not cutting it down, but
Yes,
Mr.
you do. You
Ford,
always cut
why
my idea
are
down.
you asking folks that question?
Yeah, because
I
I hope it becomes reality.
I
Y'all
already
better
asked the
cut me down.
commissioner. You told me
Huh?
to ask the commissioner, and I did, and he said no.
For
I
now,
asked
that's
him,
for now, baby.
and you know what? I asked him 2 years in a row, and he said no, and he said
Let me tell
no
you
again.
something. Don't you ever forget that at one time when people were talking about the idea of the Celebration Bowl, people were saying no and they hated it. Because I talked to people in the MEAC and all of them said, no, I don't want to do nothing like that. And now look at it. It's 10 years old. Okay. So what they reject one day, they'll accept the next day. Once
Mr.
again,
The closest we are getting to a merger is HBCU or HBC4US. That creation that they made, where it's CIAA, SIAC, SWAC, and MEAC working together to basically keep HBCU sports on the rise.
let me
That
ask you something. Would you love to have a rivalry between Howard University and Jackson State? Wouldn't you love that?
between
You would
who?
Howard University and Jackson State in football.
It's
You
not.
wouldn't want that?
I would like to play them, but it's not going to be a rivalry as long as TC Taylor's at the helm. It's just going to be straight belt to ass.
Well, still, I'm just saying, just you got Premier University in the SWAC, Premier University in the MEAC, and they play on a regular basis. Jackson State versus, or what about this?
I say
Florida A&M versus
South Carolina State.
yeah, South Carolina State. Or because I'm really hoping that Michael Vick comes up this year. You know, I'm a big fan of Vic, so I want Vic to do well. And what about maybe Southern University versus Norfolk State?
No.
You said no?
No. You got to win something first. Norfolk needs to win their own division before they come trying to mess with the big boys over here in the SWAC.
So you wouldn't want to see a Florida,
Jamal said, why would we want to play Howard on a regular basis?
with two major universities, two major black universities.
The only schools that we want to play on a regular basis are Alabama State, Tennessee State,
FAMU.
we play them because we have to. Alabama State, Tennessee State,
What about Southern?
Alabama A&M, Southern Alcorn. That's it. That's that
You
we
don't
want
want
to play year in and year out.
you
Alabama
don't want.
State.
Well, let me ask you this: you don't want to play Grambling?
Hell no, we don't want to keep playing Gremlin ass. They keep beating us. Why would we want to play them year in and year out? No, I
It's
can't wait till they
tradition and it's
fall off
history.
the damn schedule.
It's
I can't wait.
tradition.
F of tradition. Get them off our schedule. Move them on out. If they win their division, they come play us in the jet. No, we don't want to keep playing them. Let them fall off our schedule.
I'd like to see Jackson play Prairie View.
Hell no, that's even worse than playing Valley. That's worse than playing Valley. I promise you, Valley would bring more fans than Prairie View.
You know what? You know what would be the ideal place?
You want us to be over there wasting grass. Why do you want us to be wasting grass on these matchups, Mr. Ford?
What you think about Prairie View and Jackson? Prairie View and Jackson meeting in Houston, Texas.
The only place that Prairie View is going to meet us is in the vet for the SWAC championship. We're not scheduling them as a home and home. It don't make sense. They want to play the Tarletons of the world, so let them play them. We're not playing them.
Well, you gonna play them this year in that
in the vet?
Yeah, in the SWAC championship.
In the vet? In the vet? The vet? Yeah, we'll play them there. Do you think Prairie View is beating Alabama State this year?
You know what? I don't want to bet against what's that young man's name?
Andrew Body.
Andrew Body, baby. I don't want to go against him.
Andrew Body's beating Jackson State this year?
That game's in Montgomery?
Yeah.
I would favor them.
Mind you, we done played Andrew Body at Texas Southern and Alabama State.
Yeah. Listen, that guy's in his own home stadium, and he's gonna play Jackson.
Yes.
I'd have to give him the edge.
Ooh!
I'm gonna say this, listen. It's gonna be a battle, man. It's gonna be a battle, but listen.
Ford.
Yeah, it's gonna be a battle, but hey.
Mr. Ford, you are being messy.
No, listen, that guy is something else, man.
You don't beat his behind.
I always knew that he had the potential, and then I knew about the injury, but that guy showed me something last year. Yeah, this guy is special too, bro. Is that resilient?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's special. Yeah, he's special now. He's special. He's something else.
Forget the MEAC. Only like South Carolina State a little. FAMU and BU could go back to the MEAC. Folks in the chat is telling FAMU and
FAMU and Bethune-Cookman making too much money to go back to the MEAC. I've told y'all that they don't make no money in the MEAC.
Well, the MEAC is making money, Mr. Ford.
Not like the SWAC.
They made 14 million. They made the third highest.
Yeah, but what does SWAC make?
20, 25, 24.
Okay, 20. Well, okay. Them people ain't going. Them people, listen. Who gonna cut their salary to go back to the MEAC? Yeah, Miss Whitley. He's special. Yeah, that Andrew Body kid is, man. You know what? You know what? I wish I could be. I would love to see that Jackson Alabama State game in person. That's gonna be, man. That homecoming game last year was something else.
Listen, Alabama State versus Jackson State in Montgomery. The last time that we went.
Yeah, I saw that. That's when we got the fight.
Was it Ashton Taylor that did that? Pop that ball out.
That was last year, right?
No, that was 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was it 2 years ago? They got in a scuffle after the game.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
I didn't post it, but yeah.
Let me ask you something. Do you respect Alabama State's band? Are they one of the top 5 bands to you? in the SWAC?
Bands. I got Jackson State at 1. At
Right.
2, I got Sudden. At 3, I got Texas
Sam?
Southern.
Oh, Texas Southern. Okay.
At 4, I got. That's it. I got 1, 2, and 3. I don't got nothing else.
So what do you think about Alabama State's band? Or you don't?
I don't know, but Wheatley said that they hiking up prices to match their homecoming when Jackson State come to town.
I'm quite sure they are, because that's going to be a sellout.
We have to pay the same prices that folks that go to homecoming pay.
At the Jackson State, Alabama State game?
Yes, they're making it like the same pricing.
I can believe that.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Ford, God is good.
Yes.
All the time, and all the time, God
Yeah.
is good. Y'all be blessed, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Mr. Ford, do you remember when this happened?
What was it? Okay, wait a minute. Let's see. Okay, I missed it. What?
You don't see that video?
Do it again. Let me see it. I was.
It's on replay. Knock the sonic rings out that boy.
You don't have it on the screen?
You remember when True Thompson knocked the...
Oh, yeah, you know I remember that. When he hit the quarterback. Yeah, that was the deciding factor of that game. You know I remember that.
Yeah.
After you won the Celebration Bowl, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm sorry,
You know,
y'all.
True Thompson from Georgia.
Who?
True Thompson.
I wonder what True is doing nowadays.
I don't know, but he went to Grayson High School. That's in Gwinnett County.
A
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah,
We
he was
got
tough.
somebody else from Georgia today. Matter of fact,
Huh?
we got Kendrick Kamari. Kendrick.
What position?
He's from Warrenton, Georgia.
Yeah, I know Warren. Yeah.
6'5", 310-pound old lineman.
That's like going toward Augusta from here. That's
He
over
went-
near Augusta, Georgia.
He went to Georgia Military College football.
Oh, there's some players at Georgia Military. That's GMC. That's Milledgeville, Georgia.
Well, we got one. That's
Yeah,
who we
yeah.
got today. He committed
Listen,
today.
they got some players down there at Georgia Military College. They got some players down there. That's a junior college. They got some players down there.
See, that's how you got to know how to pick them. You got to know how to get those JUCO kids. So we got one.
Oh, yeah. Listen, one thing about TC and Coach O, man, they're superior when it comes to getting talent, getting big time players.
All right, Mr. Ford, good night.
Okay, have a good night.
I've had some weary days and some sleepless nights. But when I look around, and I think things over, all of my good days outweigh my bad days. I follow control. The clouds hang low. I can hardly see the road. I ask the question, Lord. Lord, why so much pain? lives are saved. Thank you, Lord. I won't complain. That's been so good to me. He's been good to me. More than this world I could ever be. He's been so good. But he knows what's best for me. Although my weary eyes, they can't see, so I'm just so